You're listening to CRBRadio.com. The words and opinions you are about to hear are of the hosts and do not reflect the management, sponsors, or affiliates of Cave Radio Broadcasting.
Big Mac, it don't get no bigger. Big Easy, it don't get no bigger. Triple E, it don't get no bigger. It's big and bigger, it's big and bigger. Detroit, it don't get no bigger. Worldwide, it don't get no bigger. Big Radio, it don't get no bigger. It's big and bigger, it's big and bigger. Welcome you to the show. Where else you wanna be? Where else would you go? You know you could be anywhere in the globe. Thank you for supporting this Detroit soul. It's fun jazz on me, country and rock and roll. The Big Easy, big outdoors, take control. It's big and bigger on Cave Radio. It's big and bigger on Cave Radio. Let's go.
Check, check. Welcome everybody to Big and Bigger here on Cave Radio Broadcasting, www.crbradio.com. Episode number 214 here on the Big and Bigger show. Hope everyone's had a very amazing weekend. I know my week of music started off on Wednesday. I went up to the New Way Bar, and our good buddy Jason Lunguski was hanging out and doing some shit for his birthday. And Wolf was up there.
Ow!
And the guy playing guitar on our intro, David Strauss. Or
I
Gary,
saw
Gary
that.
Strauss
Gary
was up
Strauss,
there.
yeah.
Wolf jumped in with him.
That one guy.
That one guy
Yeah, that one guy.
with the guitar.
With the guitar.
Skill.
And then Paulie Brady was up there. Him and Wolf did a little set. Caitlin Coral came up there and hung out. And then Mike Leslie made a freaking appearance.
Wow.
Haven't seen him.
Did he play at all, or?
No, he didn't play. He was. They were at that Rain Wolf show that was downtown.
Yeah.
Him and Caleb and Heather Pennington.
Gotcha.
So but there was like there was a lot of good musicians up there. It's
Yeah, I
really
wanted to
nice.
go. I had to
Ryan
work.
Dillahay is the host every Wednesday night up at the New Way, and it was pretty cool.
Would they do like an open mic every Wednesday?
Mhm.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, at the New Way. So Mabel
chicken.
Syrup is here, and she didn't bring Frank, but she brought.
Oh, God, I thought it was going to hit
Jesus.
me in the face.
It's like a Frankling.
Yeah, Franklin.
Who doesn't like a
small
cock
Frank.
in the face?
Right. We
It's
also
like a
have
shot in the face with a cock.
we also have Saint.
It's this kind of show, by the way, guys. I don't know
It's
if I told you that.
It's a tiny one at least.
I don't know if
So
you
it's
told
not
her.
going to hurt too bad.
Well, that's what I told her. She didn't. She still wasn't.
It's a
into it.
finger's
She wasn't
length.
impressed.
Like it's science. It's not
It
gonna
is.
hurt that bad. She was like, "Yeah, no."
We also have Shannon Shones in here from LO Palooza, Daisy
back.
Project, hanging out with us. She's going to talk about LO Palooza, which is my birthday party, September 14th.
It's not technically your party.
It is now.
Sure
It is
it is.
now.
It's
about to be.
Officially invited
about to be.
himself.
It most certainly is. And then we have Jamie Wilkins, who joins us about this
Welcome
time
back.
every year.
Thank you for having me.
And one of the bands that's going to be playing at the event that Jamie's here to promote, Arts, Beats, and Eats, Shadows Reflection, which if you were listening at the pre-show sound check, you heard a little bit of what you're going to hear in just a little bit. So, Dawn, how you feeling?
Good.
Good weekend.
Amazing. Great
Good weekend. We were up at Gypsy Fest on Friday night, broadcasting live from the event. We had a little bit of trouble. Oh, wow. Jesus. Oh, Frank's
That's
got a big
exactly where it
Too
should
big
be.
for its mouth.
Poor Frank.
We need them for all
Poor
of
Frank.
them.
We have real low attention span here, so distracted by this tiny little
Doesn't
rubber
help
chicken.
you brought a clown in.
By the way, I have some blue raspberry.
Don't forget
Amish.
we're sponsored by Amish products. And their
So
licorice.
we went to Gypsy Fest on
We
Friday
did.
night. We broadcasted live. Had a couple of little technical difficulties, but nothing crazy. And we were able to see 5 amazing bands. Hip Tuck and Rumble which Dawn, you missed them.
I did.
But Hip Tuck and Rumble puts on a great show because they always bring the special guests up on stage. Dave Everett is the trumpet player, who's an amazing trumpet player and adds so much life to their songs. And then Caleb got up, and Rhett Yoakum got up and did a couple tunes for him. So it was a good time. And then the Rhett Yoakum Blues Band played. And then Loxodon, our good buddies. Avalon Black, another band some of you guys might have heard of, out of Flint. And then the Gasoline Gypsies. The last 3 times I've saw them, which was the first show at Hard Rock Cafe, where they won the golden ticket to go on to the finals. Last Friday at the Kid Rock
Finals.
Battle of the Bands in the finals, where they ended up losing to Trippin' Dixie, which, whatever, that's fine. Trippin' Dixie is a great band. We love them. And I'm very happy for Trippin' Dixie because they are friends of ours. They did Arts, Beats, and Eats, and then came here and played on our show.
Oh, that's right.
They got Sammy Bowler playing with them now, who is probably the best young guitar player in the fucking world, not just in Detroit, in the world. And then they got, who's the guy drumming with them, Shannon?
Big Al.
Yeah,
He's amazing.
he is amazing.
Yes.
And they're both hired guns. Did a great job. You know, I'm a Gasoline Gypsies guy though, so I was a little disappointed. But both bands are going to be playing at Palooza
both of them.
on September 14th. And then Saturday or Friday night, the Gypsies have they just have something about them that draws the energy of the crowd to them, and it's such an amazing thing to see, because I think in a couple of years we're going to be seeing these guys playing at bigger venues like DTE, and hopefully bigger than that. But it's been a pleasure watching these kids grow up. And
Where are you going?
nowhere, I'm just
Look like you're about to bail out on this, and I'm out.
I know. ADHD's kicking in big time today. Haven't smoked enough weed or something. I don't know.
Too much
But,
of the Amish.
Yeah,
Twizzlers.
exactly.
Yeah, it's the blue dye and the
blue.
blue raspberry twist.
So yeah, it was very, very cool being up there. And then, like Dawn said, Gypsy Vodka was amazing. And
I don't remember a lot, but
yeah,
She's
we-
drinking too much
it was
gypsy
really
vodka.
good when I started. I have video of myself. I was taking selfie videos. Ooh, Lord.
good vodka.
No.
Were you asking yourself trivia questions?
Oh,
and
I was
failing to get
talking
the
like,
answer?
hey, she has to pee again. Look at her in that bathroom. I'm like commentating my life. I'm not sure. It was dumb.
Make
So-
sure you share those videos.
So we
No.
I would play
Show her,
self-degradation
didn't
for Dawn, but she didn't know about it. So I'll just kind of paraphrase or catch you guys up. They leave the campground or leave the bar heading to Jack and Nancy's house. I'm wrapping up all the stuff. I'm going and saying goodbye to everyone. So I'm 20 minutes, you know what I mean? It's almost midnight. They left at like 11:30. I get a phone call. She's like, we're lost. And I'm like, you got a fucking GPS, don't you? And she's like, yeah, but I couldn't find it. So I'm like, all right, well, come back to the bar and follow me, and I'll fucking find it, I guess, for you.
20 minutes later.
Yeah, literally 20 minutes. I'm like,
Show
where
up
the
at the
fuck
bar?
were you guys, man? Were you like?
We went the wrong way.
far long way.
We
so they
just went
finally
the
get
wrong
back
way.
to the bar or whatever, and they follow me, and we're there in like 10 minutes. But it was
That gypsy vodka.
yeah,
Oh, my
It'll
God.
ruin your sense of direction.
it did.
Yeah.
So but
That was a great night.
it was in Jack and Nancy's
That you can remember.
place, man. Is like it's like a fucking campground, dude. You
Yeah.
you drive in there, and they got like little cutoffs for people to camp.
Yeah.
And then you get to the main thing where the barn is and everything, and then there's huge fire, and I guess there's another big, huge fire pit down below with 20 other campsites.
And they have porter potties that are clean throughout
Porter?
their whole property.
Porter
Porter
potties?
potties?
I love
Porter,
potties.
what?
Can I take the potty somewhere for you? Yes, please. Thank you.
Porta potties?
Sure.
Mobile bathrooms. So yeah, it was a great time, and looking forward to some other adventures with the Gypsies and Jack and Nancy, two of the most amazing people I've ever met in this business. And you couldn't ask for a greater fit between them two. That whole all 6 of them and their girlfriends and everything are such a it's great.
So much love.
It is. So Mabel Syrup is here.
Hey, hey.
Last time you were here was 2 years ago, and you were pregnant with twins,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're back.
We
and
only
you're
bring
pregnant
you in when
again.
you're pregnant.
Look, I know. It's actually, Mabel's pregnant hour.
Yeah.
Ba-da-da.
So,
Not twins this
not
time.
twins. You sure?
I triple checked.
Okay.
I made them. I'm like, if it's twins, like you gotta get rid of one of them.
One of them.
No, just one. Just
Just one. So how is it having twin clowns running around the house?
Being a clown for as long as I have, I've never actually laughed harder in my life until I had 2 little kids turn toddlers.
Yes.
They're hilarious, and they also give me heart attacks every day because they're climbers. They like to climb up on the highest things and then just, jump off. So it's a daily, bloody scar.
I see they're learning to get out of their cribs and stuff.
Oh, yeah. We converted their cribs to toddler beds, and now they have the independence. So they turned into terrible 2s 6 months early because they're like, freedom!
Right.
You get the baby monitor on in the other room, you just hear they're climbing over the edge.
No,
of
what
the
you
crib.
hear is, what just happened?
One's out.
Every 15 minutes I have to go up and be like, where are you? What are you doing?
Yeah,
They're a trip, man. They're a trip.
So,
I don't miss those days.
No, not at all. And she's got 2 of them, and another one coming.
Yeah. Lord help me.
Don't remind me, huh? When is the new clown due?
February 2nd.
Okay.
2/2/2020.
When are you going to start taking pictures of your kids dressed up like clowns?
When am I going to get my tubes tied, is what you said?
Yeah,
What?
as soon as that one comes out.
Actually, I had a photo shoot set up with them, with another clown friend, Satori Circus.
Yeah, we
Oh,
know
yeah.
Satori.
He's
Al
amazing.
presented an award with him this year.
Oh, he's awesome. I've been friends with him I've been in love with that clown for a million years. But they were going to do a photo shoot, me, Satori, and the boys, just ridiculous, glitter Coke, 70s family. It was going to be weird. But Satori and the photographer and myself are all very busy people. So we've been rescheduling for about 7 months.
Right.
It's like, next week? Yeah, let's do it. Oh, can't this week. Fuck. Yeah, so one of these days they'll have one. They're finally old enough that I can start putting them in makeup and things like that. They're almost 2. I was a little afraid of the makeup because, kids touch their faces and shit like
You
that.
got to get the non-hypoallergenic or whatever.
Yeah,
makeup.
yeah. Well, I'm a ginger, so I got that stuff anyway.
Right.
But yeah, they're finally at that age where I can start being ridiculous with them, and they love when I'm in clown makeup. They think it's hilarious. Because I was like, at first, I was
Thinking they might be scared.
I'm going to walk out, and they're going to be like, ah! So I try to come out in stages. All white face is the scariest. Just doing the white before you put on the clown.
That's illegal, isn't it?
It's frowned upon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's frowned upon.
All white face? I mean, don't kind of have it already.
It's a bad joke, sorry.
Yeah, I came out in stages, and they giggled and thought it was hilarious. And then I did a horror, half of my face ripped off. They thought that was hilarious too. I'm like, yep, you're definitely my children.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel, baby daddy's an accountant. Go figure. Clown and an accountant. These 2 are definitely clowns. I feel the third one's totally going to be just serious,
Right.
numbers guy.
You know if it's a good boy?
I do know, but I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, okay.
Baby daddy doesn't want to know till it's handed to him.
Okay.
And yeah, I feel that somebody will get it back to him if I
Right.
tell. So
Okay,
I'm just
that's fine.
keeping it
I
secret.
dig it.
For those that didn't know, Mabel's not only a clown, you're a burlesque clown.
Yeah, I'm a stripper clown.
Yeah.
Go me.
So I was thinking you could incorporate the tube tying into an act.
Wow.
Because you
True
did
story.
the pregnant clown.
I have given birth on stage
Right.
14 times.
Yep.
One time to a 13-piece burlesque troupe. So, yeah, I've done some weird stuff.
Well, that was probably fun.
Brings a new definition of the word clown car. It's
That's what I said when I found out I had twins. I'm like, clown car room, crap. At least it was only 2.
each baby comes out, the dog's like with the horn.
I feel it would be like handkerchiefs. They're just attached. You just keep pulling them out.
That would be funny, actually, if the doctor was down there and he's like, "Here it comes!" Instead of pulling out the baby, he
It's
starts
still in
pulling out,
there.
handkerchiefs.
Yeah,
Rubber chicken.
I think the funniest birth on stage I gave was I did this outer space alien act, and I gave birth to an I was a normal human. I gave birth to an alien, but I had it on elastic, so it was a bungee cord. So when I gave birth, it bounced up. And I took it and I swung it around. It was ridiculous. Yeah.
So do you ever think about, at what age do you release the info that you're a burlesque clown to your children?
I don't think it's anything I can really hide.
Yeah?
Trust
me, there'll be an age where you're like,
yeah,
I don't want them to know this
part
right now.
Part of me is like that already because I'm like, well, I don't necessarily don't want them to not know, but like at what point do you like, well, this is what mommy does?
Well, they're young enough now where they won't understand. But
yeah, they're like, mom's just weird, whatever. It's funny because they've actually been behind stage of burlesque shows and stuff, and the burlesque ladies love it. So there's actually a photo from, I think, Metro Times they took of like past the performers on stage. So you can see the performers, but they're like blared out, and it's like focused in the background, and it's a burlesque girl like holding one of my kids and stuff like that. So they're gonna see those eventually.
They're really gonna love boobs.
I was gonna say, of course they love that. Everyone that walk by, they're like milk,
do.
milk.
Already
milk.
do. Yeah, most of my community is the burlesque community, like the people who watch them and things like that. So I think they're gonna be so used to it that I'm not gonna have to like tell them. They're just gonna be like, that's just what my
Maybe
mom
you
does.
just have parties where like you have your community over,
Yeah.
and expose them to the nudity of it all, and they get used to it, and then it's not a big deal.
I told them
If you need me to come over and babysit during that,
I told
let me know.
I'll pretend I'm your fourth kid. No,
I can't go to that. I'll just be like milk.
Yeah, I tell them all the time, age 13, like, I don't give a crap with it. I'm like, whatever. So that might be my limit. Like, age 13, like, you hit sex ed. Well, guess what, honey? Like, you can't be talking about women like that because your mom does that. So,
well,
I don't know.
When they get old enough, hopefully social media, like, because, like, my daughter's 15 now,
Yeah.
I don't allow her to have a Facebook.
Right.
I don't even know if Facebook allows lower than 18. Do they? Oh, yeah.
For
So
me, yeah, I don't
by the time they get older, it'll be like 13.
Right.
And then Facebook is like, hey, check out maple syrup. Doesn't that look like so-and-so's mom? I don't know.
Mom? Yeah, but, I mean, how cool is it going to be when they're going to be like, does that look like your mom? And they're going to be like, my mom's a clown stripper. What?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Now what? Cat's out of the
Make
bag.
jokes. She's
your
probably
mom's had
already
the
made
pizza.
them. Like, it's-
My mom killed a 13-year-old last year. I should tell you that.
So
No jokes. We're not making no
You
jokes.
were here talking about the Michigan Burlesque Festival. You said it was the 7th annual.
Yeah, this year is the 7th annual Michigan Burlesque Festival. It's I still can't believe I've been doing it that long. Really? I
You
feel
said
like I
that.
just
You've been
started
saying that
it.
every time you come back.
Yeah, every year because it feels like I just like came up with this random idea, me and my group of friends, and it's strange to me that it's still going and people still support it. But hey, people like milk. I mean boobs. Or,
Exactly.
Yeah, whatever.
See? What day is that?
Big fan. September 20th and 21st.
Yeah, so this year it's September 20th and 21st, and really excited for this year. We have some great headliners coming in, award-winning top names in burlesque. We also have a burlesque legend, Tiffany Carter. She was Miss Exotic World in I think 1975 or something
wow.
Oh,
like that.
Jesus.
She's been performing for a while. She's from Las Vegas. She's super cool. So I'm super excited to have her. We have Tigger, who is he's from New York. He was the very first named King of Burlesque in like 1996 or something crazy like that. And then some local performers. Kitten Von Mitten, who is known as the T-Rex of burlesque. Exactly. No,
So,
she.
like,
I knew they were going there.
Her
that's
first
all.
burlesque act, she came out in one of those big T-Rex
Oh, yeah, yeah.
costumes.
Oh, all right.
It's beautiful. She's going to be doing a pretty awesome act that I'm excited for, but I don't want to give it away. It's like her surprise for like the local community, as well as Miss Pussycat, who is from Grand Rapids. She's like an international touring performer and does circus as well. She's performed all over with huge band. She's been on America's Got Talent, things like that.
Oh, wow.
So she's been performing for a long time. I've known her probably for like a decade. She's one of the OG of Michigan Burley, I think. And then we have Redbone, who is a phenomenal performer. I think she was originally from Minneapolis, but she lives in California now. And she just won runner-up of Miss Exotic World and Queen of Burlesque just this year. So Princess of Burlesque, I don't know what to call her. But, yeah, super excited to have her. And then some of these headliners are actually teaching workshops the Saturday. So Saturday the 21st. And you can kind of learn some of the tricks of the trade from these headliners and top names of burlesque, which is really cool.
Is that something new that you guys are doing?
We've done it for a couple of years. I think we started in our 3rd year doing workshops, and they're all different. We've usually our headliners are the ones who host them, And this year I'm pretty excited. Tigger will be doing a workshop called Fuck 'em in the Heart. Acting for burlesque. So it's to build your burlesque persona and just really play the stage and become a character and a person that really is represented well on stage. Redbone will be doing Stop, Drop, and Roll, which is like a floor workshop. So there's a lot of floor moves and all the bendy things that I can't frickin' do. So nice that somebody else is teaching it. And then Tiffany Carter, our burlesque legend, will actually be teaching like a chair workshop. So how to be sexy on a chair, basically. You know, she's been doing it since like the 60s and 70s. So, yeah, you know, I'm like, I'm sexy. I cross my legs and sit here awkwardly. So I'm pretty excited for the workshops. You know, we have vendors, and we're going to have a small art show at the Burlesque Festival as well, and selling art that's like burlesque themed, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Do you need volunteers like pasty and tassel placement volunteers or anything like that?
Oh, we have those.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, there's a sign up for those already filled. Yeah.
When is the cutoff for that sign up
Yeah.
for next year?
Yeah.
So we can tell our listeners.
Of course. Yeah. No, it's normally like in June. I post for volunteers for all different
Well, keep
things.
them in mind for me, please.
Yeah. I'll give you guys.
I'm a very I'm a carpenter by trade, so I'm very good at like
Leveling.
eyeballing level and
Well, you know,
symmetrics and
They're sisters, not twins, so nothing symmetrical.
Well, no. But I mean, you don't want one that's like like, it's like one's perfectly.
All
on,
the
other
ladies
one's
are
like a
laughing
half
right
moon
now at
eclipse.
that, by the way. Every single one except Dawn. She's just like,
I know the left
Okay,
one's
I live
usually a little bit
here.
larger than the other.
So, how long have you been doing? I got to get back to it. How long have you been doing burlesque, and what made you want to start the Michigan Burlesque Festival?
oh, goodness. I've been doing burlesque for about 12 years now. I started back in Ann Arbor. I lived with a lady who was from Mississippi, and she did roller derby and burlesque down in Mississippi. She moved to Ann Arbor, and she's like, this needs to start. We need burlesque in Ann Arbor. And I was like, what the fuck is burlesque? Like, I don't know.
So is it like roller derby and burlesque at the same time,
No,
like
she did 'em-
topless roller derby, or
Ouch.
like you're taking
no,
clothes off as
she-
you're skating around?
Just imagine, because I've
elbow
seen
in
like
a boob or
fishnet burns from roller derby. Like, ouch. No, she did them separately, but I feel the communities interlace a lot. You know, it's generally women who are just like, they give no fucks. So they're like,
Right.
whatever, we're going to do it. And she convinced me after much persuading. She tried to like start with somebody else, and that fell through. And I finally was like, fine, I'll do it. I guess I'll help a little bit with an administrator. And then I just went full on in. So I've been doing it for 12 years. Started doing the Burlesque Festival 7 years ago as a random. We did a burlesque show with just a random group of people. And one of the ladies was like, hey, we should get together. I did this burlesque festival, and it didn't quite work out. And I think you and your partner would make a good team to start this, because I know so many goddamn people. So she was like, you should start this. And we kind of sat, and she helped us scheme. And me and my partner went off and started the festival. We planned it in May and had it in September. So it was like a crazy amount of work in that like few months. The first year was only one day. It was pretty much all the headliners were just people I knew. I was like, hey, you want to come be at my festival? And it was such
There's
a...
Frank.
Yeah, there's my Frankie boy. Sitting in the other
got the
car
cigar.
roasting. He's filthy too. I don't know if you guys remember 2 years ago. He's
You
like
lost
gray
him.
on
Yeah.
one side.
You lost him.
I still don't think I lost him. I think somebody took him
Yeah.
because he was on my table and somehow he appeared in like the top balcony of a venue that I'm like, I wasn't even up there. So like somebody was messing with me. And they finally, I was like, you know, pleaded my cry. I'm like, this is my best friend. I've had him for a second. And somebody's like, oh, well, I'll bring him back. I found him, and I have to bring him back to the
there's the twins.
venue.
Twins.
Oh,
They're so tiny.
I was about to
there.
say they were tiny.
Yeah, their first photo shoot.
You've performed for Pretties for Pitties.
I
I've
have,
seen you
yeah,
before.
I have. That was my latest act, Pregnant and Patriotic. It was for a Black Sheep burlesque show. One of the performers broke her foot, and she called me. She's like, do you have any act that would fit? Their show was at the bottom 40, so it was terrible top 40s basically, and I did it to American Pie, and I was totally trailer trash. I was smoking, had my beer, had cigarettes stuffed in my crotch, like it was ridiculous. Big hit though. But yeah, it's I've been doing the festival for way too many years, but I love it, and I've met people from all over the world because of it. We have a Canadian coming in this year, so officially international this year. So that's pretty exciting.
Is the drama all kind of smoothed out now? Because I know the last time you were in, or I don't know that I was here the last time she was in. I think the time before that, maybe. I know that there was some issues that some catty stuff.
It's the burlesque world. There's always drama and catty and issues. I try and stay out of it.
Right.
Somehow I get roped into it from time to time. As a producer as well, sometimes you are forced into it.
Mm-hmm. What are they trying to use your pregnancy as part of the drama originally?
Yeah, I didn't respond to a sexual predator's getting called out in time because I was in the middle of finding out I had twins and choosing burlesque acts, and they were like, you need to write a letter and say this festival. I'm like, first of all, don't tell me how to run my festival.
Right.
Secondly, I'm a little busy, and I didn't respond in the 24 hours, and so they were just like, fuck this festival and maple syrup and all this terrible stuff, and that's, I'm sure they still say stuff, but it's not as mainstream about it. I think they've moved on. He's still a jerk, but they kind of don't care about me anymore, so
right.
They found someone else to pick on.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And I got one more question for you, and then we're going to get over to Shannon. But how are your neighbors?
They're assholes. For those
She's got a neighbor that
they're crazy. So they moved in a year after me, and they're directly across the street, and we have 3 adults in my house with 4 cars. So it's kind of like a musical chair of where we park. And it's public parking. You can park anywhere. Sometimes we park across the street in front of their house. They have 2 cars, one in the driveway, one in the street. They can fit 3 cars. They have such issue with me parking in front of their house. They've vandalized my car. They've thrown rocks in it. They've egged it. They've slashed the tires. They put a caltrop under my tire, and none of you probably know what that is. But it's a medieval weapon where basically it's nails that are linked, so no matter which way it's thrown, there's nails sticking up. It's an old, people used to throw them under horse chariots and stuff like that. It's how do you even find this stuff? What, did you go to Michigan Renaissance Festival or something? So yeah, they're pretty crazy. They actually just recently called CPS on us. I don't actually know it's them because CPS won't indulge, but the list that they came to check was just ridiculous. They're there's dog feces and cigarette ashes everywhere. I'm we don't smoke in the house. I don't smoke anyway, but we don't smoke in the house, and our dog doesn't even go pee on walks. She's very specific. She only does it in the it was just all nonsense.
Don't they videotape you and all kinds of stuff?
Well, I videotaped them because I was getting my kids out of the car, and they have several little kids, I think 3 or 4, and they were the little kids were yelling at me I'm going to punch you in the face, you ugly, and the mom was dirtiest house on the block. I'm my house, my yard's a garden. I'm you obviously, I live in Hazel Park, so legit statement, but I'm you obviously haven't walked down the block some. But so yeah, I videotaped them because every time I call the police, and I try not to call the I just ignore them. I try to, but you vandalize my car and you threaten my children and things like that. Yeah, I'm gonna call the police on you, but I don't really have proof that they're doing it. So I stand every time they harass me, I'm just record, and yeah, they got a little crazy about that, and yeah, it's constant drama. They're quiet for 2 months, and then they do something. And
my kids go to school at Ferndale, and they refer to Hazel Park as Hazel Tucky.
Oh, yeah.
That's their arch rival, and whatever.
Yep, I've heard that one a lot.
Yeah.
And if you've seen some of my neighbors, it makes sense.
It's a very mixed crowd of
My
people.
sister lives in Hazel Park.
It's younger artists.
9 and 75.
It's basically poor people. So you get your artists, you get your meth heads, you get all of it.
Well, it's a hodgepodge because you get people that want to live in Royal Oak that aren't doctors.
Or Ferndale.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get the crowd from Detroit that wants to upgrade from Detroit.
Yep.
And it's perfectly central. It's 5-10 minutes to everywhere.
Right.
I mean, I like Hazel Park a lot. I love my neighborhood. I love my other neighbors, except my crazy ones across the street. But yeah, last time they vandalized my car, the cops were like, well, they said they were going to, like, sell the house and move soon, and that was, like, 2 years ago.
Should just have a party and invite all of us over, and we'll all park in front of their house.
Yeah.
And then we'll sit on our hoods and just drink beer right there.
We make sure when we do have parties and have summer get-togethers, we do it in the driveway and in the front yard.
There's a band named Shadows Reflection that I think would love to play this house party you're talking about.
Yeah, I know enough like clowns and weird circus people, like all the Theater Bazaar folks and stuff too. I'm like, just guys come over and like
swing from
park your weird buses.
Out front.
Look at this shit. Cirque du Soleil is in her front yard.
Yeah, and I feel bad because the kids, they're jerks now because when you around your parents being jerks, you kind of like adapt that. But at first, like I have outdoor cats and I have a big dog. I have a Great Dane, so I have a horse really. And I come out in clown makeup.
Your kids ride them?
They like stare at me. Yeah, they do. They try to, and I'm like, don't break her back because they're heavy little fuckers. But yeah, they're like kids would stare, like obviously like wanting to play and do the things, and then like over the years now they're just like, you ugly. I'm like.
Just dress up
You're like 5. Why are you yelling at me?
Pennywise one time.
I know, right?
And
well, I come out of the house looking like a
them.
stripper clown, so I'm curious as what goes through their head. I'm like, my Daisy Dukes and my clown face. They don't even know what's up.
Shannon Jones is in the house. LO Palooza. How many is this now?
This is the 6th year.
Sixth annual.
6th year.
6. We got a bunch of annuals going on
Yes.
here. So tell us a little bit about LO Palooza. I know all proceeds go to the Daisy Project, correct?
Yes. So the Daisy Project is local Michigan charity. There's 6 of us board members that do it in our spare time amongst full-time jobs and raising children. We do this. So we try to make inclusive and accessible spaces for all abilities. So whether you're use a walker or a wheelchair, however you're able to get around, so that you can enjoy what the world has to offer and not being limited and not go and enjoy.
So the most recent thing you guys did was the Field of Dreams.
The Miracle League Field of North Oakland, yes. So that has been a long time coming.
If you build it, they will come.
Yes. And they came. We had the grand opening a couple weeks ago, and it was amazing. There was like 1,500 people there.
They look pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Now explain a little bit about what the Miracle League and
so the Miracle League Field, there's one in Southfield.
Yep.
So this is a new one in Lake Orion at Friendship Park, trying to bring other communities, the northern community, Lapeer, Lake Orion, Clarkston, Waterford together. A lot of kids miss out on the opportunity of playing baseball because you cannot be in a wheelchair or a walker or canes or what have you on gravel. You can't run over bases, have obstacles, autism, blindness. There's a whole slew of different reasons. So this is a without barriers baseball field. So it's a specialized surface so that everybody can run. Wheelchairs can go on it. It's fenced in completely. Everybody's safe. You have a buddy that will run the bases with you, help you bat the ball, fielding, and so we partnered with Orion Township partnered with the Easter Seals, and you have a buddy system so the parents can actually sit in the stands and watch their child participate in sports like they would be able to with their fully able-bodied children. So it's just an amazing experience, and if you've never been, I just really suggest you go to at least one game because it's the feeling you get watching these kids is so amazing.
Well, their faces just light up being able to do it.
They light up, and it's just, it's overwhelming to a point. You can't really explain it, and you need to experience it. It's just amazing.
What else have you raised money for in the 6 years that you guys have been doing this?
So we raised Palooza started with raising money for a playground. So we, at Friendship Park, where the baseball field was just built, there's a Let Them Play playground that has 2 wheelchair swings, an inclusive whirl that wheelchairs can go on, a tilt-a-whirl with able-bodied children. So like my nephew Xander can play with his little brother Ozzy on the same piece of equipment instead of Alexander being in a wheelchair, watching his brother run around and play, he now can participate too, and they can do it together. So there's inclusive rules, sensory items, wheelchair swings. We've donated beach mats to local beaches so that people in wheelchairs, strollers, walkers can get down actually to the beach and enjoy the water. We've done equipment at different schools, like swings at schools that can hang from the ceiling. It's been a big article now up in Sleeping Bear Dunes. There's tracks, chairs, and beach wheelchairs
I just
there.
saw that.
Oh, so the kids can get down the dunes?
I just saw that.
Yes, we had a fundraiser and we gave them like $4,000 towards this project so that they can actually go in the dunes. And there's this tracks chair that they can take out and get and maneuver over the sand.
Wow,
So that's
awesome.
really something awesome. And then there's 2 beach wheelchairs too at the dunes there. So a lot of different things, just trying to get everybody to be able to enjoy recreation and not be limited. A lot of things say handicap accessible. It's really not accessible.
Right.
So we're just trying to have life without limits. for
I have a
everybody.
nephew with
That's amazing.
cerebral palsy, so like that's definitely something I appreciate, and I know he does too.
So Palooza is September 14th. It's also my birthday. They're throwing me a birthday party, guys. It's gonna be fun. It's at the Wildwood Amphitheater in Lake Orion. Just some of the bands that are going to be playing there. It's ridiculous. You got 2XL, Escaping Pavement, the Gasoline Gypsies, Trippin' Dixie, Levi Bootcut and the Straight Legs, the Native Howl, one of only 2 appearances all year in Michigan. And then I think it was season 2 winner. Was he winner or runner-up? To The
Winner,
Voice.
season 6.
Oh, is it
I'm going
that
to say
late?
it wrong. It
Sawyer
was late.
Fredericks.
Season 6 of The Voice. He was the winner.
The winner, Sawyer
Yeah.
Fredericks. He's played a couple times at 20 Front Street.
Yes.
And you guys got him to headline. So, I mean, just a hell of a lineup that you guys got put together. How much are tickets? How do you get a hold of them? When does this get started? All that stuff.
Tickets are available right now online at allopalooza.org. They are only $15 online. They will be $20 at the gate. Like Eric said, amazing group of bands this year. Come all day is all I can say.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to want to really miss anybody.
No. Each band on there that I named is amazing. The only one I haven't seen is 2XL.
2XL
But I've heard
is
they're really
great.
good,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're great. They've been with us. They weren't available the first year we did it. We planned this in like 6 weeks, something ridiculous. So they weren't available, but they did sound the very first year. They've been with us every year since then. Trippin' Dixie's been with us every year. So it's great that these bands are supporting our cause and still around. So again, they're all amazing artists, and I would say
All kinds of different music, too, because, you know, Escaping Pavement, they're like very, I don't even know what to put them at. They're
bluegrass,
Yeah.
Americana. They are bringing a full band for Palooza,
Oh, really?
so
Wow.
that's a lot of energy.
That's
I
different.
definitely say do not miss that.
Right. And then the Gypsies, they're rock, like Southern rock
Yeah.
type. Trippin' Dixie, they're a rock and roll band. Native Howl, of course, everyone knows them. They've created their own genre, thrash grass. Sawyer Fredericks is more, what is he, like country pop?
He's blues. More blues. I would
All right.
like blues rock.
And then
I-
Levi
rock.
Bootcut and the Straight Legs, probably the greatest name for a band and a human being ever.
He's going to be here in 2
He'll be here in
weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, he's Southern rock.
Yeah. And got the voice of
Oh,
a fucking
he has an
angel. Man.
yeah, he has an amazing voice and a
Yeah.
great personality. He's hilarious.
And then 2XL, what do they do?
They're
my shirts. I'm just saying. I was like, I can
Yeah.
get shirts here. Oh.
They are pop, so they're gonna pop rock. They're gonna play all your favorites from '70s to today.
Okay. And then, of course, all the money goes to help the Daisy Project, which is an amazing organization, as you've heard. And you guys also are the Wildwood Amphitheater. That's like crazy busy the last few weeks, last few months actually. It's turned into a really Lake Orion. It's almost like we talk a lot about Port Huron, how big Port Huron's gotten, but Lake Orion music scene is pretty kind of cool with 20 Front Street
Yes.
and
It's like they got the venues that Port Huron needs.
Yeah.
You know, Port Huron's got all those musicians,
Right.
not many venues, and then Lake Orion's more and more venues popping up.
The funny thing to me, Lake Orion is really getting a name for itself for the music, and it's awesome. Wildwood's kind of been quiet. No one really knew about it.
How many seats? Or how many people?
There's not. It's a big hill. It's a big giant hill. About 3,000 people it will hold.
That's huge.
Get in
It's
where
huge.
you fit in.
It is a beautiful amphitheater. Years ago, I remember going to concerts at DTE or the Palace, and on the back of all of these shirts, it would say, "You're Detroit, Michigan." Well, no, we're not really Detroit. We're in Clarkston. We're in Auburn Hills. We're not in Detroit. Back of shirts now are saying Lake Orion, Michigan, and it just blows my mind that that's where we're at now.
Right.
20 Front Street has definitely made a name for music in Lake Orion.
It's only not even 3 years
It's
old.
not even 3 years old
'Cause
yet.
I was at the 2-year anniversary
Yep.
party.
Yep, not even 3 years old yet. And the acts that are coming through here is just amazing.
It was very intimidating going in there because it only holds
92?
less than 100 people.
Yeah.
And the door to get in there is right where the stage is. So I
Yeah,
walked
you said
in
you
and I
walked
was
in,
like,
everybody was already there. They were like,
I'm looking around. I'm like, fuck, am I in the backstage? Where do I go? You know what I mean? And Jack's like, no, come in. And I'm like, you got to cut through the stage to get.
everybody sees you walk in the door.
Yeah.
Like, look at that fat guy right there. So fat. Jesus Christ, there's
Godzilla. But Tim's out in the car. He's a little injured, isn't he?
He's a little injured, yeah. So Tim works
Hi,
at
Tim.
20 Front Street.
Hi, Tim.
He was in
Hi,
for a
if you're
second.
watching.
Yeah, he came in and brought his woman in and went out there to hang out.
Yeah, so 20 Front Street's helped with getting some of the musicians, and they're a sponsor of Palooza, so that's awesome. But it's a family-friendly event. The music is kind of more geared towards adults, kind of, but there's face painting and henna art and paintball and rock wall climbing and paintball.
This is your
There's
birthday?
Mm-hmm.
I will pay for you to climb that rock wall.
Well, we shoot you with paintball.
Exactly. This would be the best birthday you ever had.
And then you can get a butterfly painted on your face.
Just paint a bullseye on the back of his head.
Yeah, no, I think it'll happen.
I'll pay double for you to climb that wall.
Yeah, okay, we'll see. I don't think so.
It's for a good cause.
We'll have a race, you and I.
We also have Jamie Wilkins in here. How long have you been doing Arts Beats and Eats now?
5 or 6 years. I
Okay.
think. Yeah, but in the position I'm in now, probably three or
What
4.
is the position you're in? You're booking agent? Is that? No?
Yeah. I guess. Well, my official title is music director and production manager.
Okay.
So, and production manager for, this is my second year, music director 3 or 4 years, yeah.
Okay. And Arts Beats and Eats, it's every Labor Day weekend. 4 days, you guys jam-pack as many bands in as you can.
All the bands.
Right.
All the bands.
So what is at last count, I mean, does it get bigger every year? Do you guys try to keep it the same? But how many acts are you at right now?
The acts are pretty much the same. The footprint and the special programs and stuff kind of gets, the footprint stays the same, but the special programs grow. We are at 200 bands with the national stage, including the kid stage and the performance pit. And the performance pit is more like busker style, street performer type acts. And so about 180 of the acts are local performers, and then the national stage on top of that. We had approximately 700 submissions this year.
Wow.
Yeah, and we have a committee that chooses our local acts, and we listen to every single submission.
You should see my face of disappointment when I talk to a band that says they didn't apply, and I'm like,
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
like especially bands that have played before in the past, and they're like, oh, we just think you're on. I'm like,
No,
it's the biggest. It literally is the biggest exposure, pretty much you're going to get all year long as a local band.
Oh yeah, and bands a lot of times will say, "Well, we've submitted before. Like, why would we have to submit this year?" And it's like, well,
Right.
We don't
Every year.
remember. I mean, bands are great, and I love them, but like when you have 700 submissions sitting in front of you, you don't tend to remember.
And you pay. That's the thing, is you pay the bands.
Yes,
I mean,
we
it's
do
not like
pay.
the bands just play for free to play this great
To
event.
get
You actually pay the
exposure.
bands too.
We
so-
do, and we have a limited, we have a limited budget. So
Right.
you know, I understand some bands are used to getting a certain amount, and that's very respectable. But we have 180 bands
Right.
that we have
Right.
performing. So there's kind of a balancing act there that bands should consider the exposure that they get. And then also we have other festivals that we do too. So like
Right.
breaking into one festival helps with other festivals as well. So
Now, some of the bigger acts that come through, how did you choose those? You said you got 180 local acts, so that means you have around 20 national acts that are coming in. How do you guys pick those? Is there a committee that picks them? Or
no, that's through the big boss
Okay.
and whatever he's trying to put together. So he has his formula, and then I write the offers, and he sends them to the agents, and then I mark up the
Cross your
contracts.
fingers.
They're great acts. Every year it's like, holy shit, that
Who are
band's
some of
playing?
the, who are some of the big headliners this year?
Okay, so Friday we have Beatlemania Live. Now you're putting me on the spot.
You want to pull it up for you?
Oh my goodness!
All American Rejects, I know, is the
All
headliner on
American
Friday.
Rejects, and I do this every day. Every day I look at my spreadsheets, and I can't remember. So I know Saturday it's like a country day. We have Matt Austin, Phil Vassar, Walker Hayes, Randy Hauser, and then we have Philip Phillips as our kind of rock pop headliner.
American Idol
Yep.
winner, I think.
Yep. And then on Sunday we have Third Eye Blind and the Four Tops, Melanie Rutherford, and Your Generation in concert. And then on Monday we have Theory of a Dead Man, Night Ranger, and Laith Al-Saadi, who's
Night
another
Ranger?
voice. Yeah.
You were trying to think of Foghat.
Yes, Foghat, and they're so
Friday.
great. They're so great
Yep.
to work with. We just worked with them at Soaring Eagle Casino last month. They're just a fun band and a great group of
I
people.
know.
so-
I'm pretty sure that was one of the bands that was on
The cruise
Native Howl
with Native
cruise.
Howl, yeah.
And I think they played like either right before or right after the Native Howl, and they were like, "You guys are fucking sweet," They were
Yeah.
tripping out about how good the Native Howl was.
And I'm going to, cushion myself a little bit, but that spot, we originally had one band and they had to drop out, and then we had another band and they had to drop out. And so Foghat was a last-minute addition, so that's why.
That's not a bad last minute.
No,
yeah.
no,
Who were the
no.
bands that dropped out?
Survivor, and
Could have heard Eye of the Tiger live.
and Starship, but Survivor will
Starship?
but Survivor will be. Mickey threw out his back or hurt his
Because he's
vertebrae.
95.
I feel like there's a ton of fights at a Survivor concert because
Yeah,
as
dude.
soon as that song starts kicking on, people are like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, all right, come on, let's do it."
But Survivor with Blue Oyster Cult will be at Soaring Eagle
Ooh.
Casino September 21st for a drink and dine series that we have up there. So if you want to see.
If you're not going to the burlesque
no,
festival.
first
That's
choice.
where you-
Right.
First choice, yes. I wish I could be there.
So is Arts
That
Beats
would
and
be
Eats?
fun.
I know you do the River Days, right? Mm-hmm. And some other festivals. Arts
Winter
Beats and Eats
Blast,
kind of the
I
end
saw
of
you
the.
at Winter Blast.
Yeah,
Oh,
Winter
that's
Blast
right.
too, yeah.
So after Arts Beats and Eats, is that what comes next for you? Is Winter Blast?
Well,
Or is it
this-
a long break?
It's not a long break, and I like a break, but not a long break. I
Right.
start to
Get antsy.
fidget. Yeah. So in September we do have the Soaring Eagle event, the 21st. We also September 28th we have 3 events going on. We have September 27th and 28th the Pontiac Music Festival in Pontiac, and that's at the Strand Theater. We have Cameo and
Word up.
Eric Benet and Rahid Devam
Benet, the guy was
and
married to
Ohio
Halle Berry?
players. I think so. I don't know. I don't follow people's I'm too busy. And then we have an event called Smoke on the River, which is down on the West Riverfront. It's like a cigar and it's like a schwanky little event with Ben Sharkey and Sky Covington and a couple other really good groups. And then we also have the Mid-Michigan Food Truck Invitational up at Soaring Eagle with Avalon Black will be there, Sean Butson, Todd Michael Band, Mark Whalen and the Buttermilk Boys, and
That's a great name, too.
Made me hungry.
I know.
another band.
Yeah,
I
no.
can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's like
It's a lot of bands to remember.
Yes,
Yeah.
it really is.
That's crazy. So, well, one of the bands that's going to be playing at Arts Beats and Eats is going to play here for us in a few minutes. You guys ready to hear them? I am.
yes.
All right, we're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, Shadows Reflection is going to play for us, and then we're going to have them sit down at the table. We're going to get to know them a little bit better, and then hopefully everyone sticks around so we can ask you some very personal questions to get to know you guys a little bit more intimately.
I mean, I already told you I like birthed on stage. Like, how much more intimate?
There's more. There's more we want to know.
Trust me. All right, we'll be back in just a few minutes. You're listening to Big and Bigger, episode number 214, right here on Cave Radio Broadcasting.
I hate my.
faking it.
Got it. Welcome back, everybody, to Big and Bigger here on Cave Radio Broadcasting, www.crbradio.com. Want to thank Shannon Jones for hanging out with us from LO Palooza. She had to take off just to nurse her her man back to health. He's got a bad back. So thank you for coming in and always supporting Cave Radio. See you on my birthday party, September 14th, Wildwood Amphitheater in Lake Orion. Sawyer Fredericks, The Native Howl, Levi Bootcut, Trippin' Dixie, Escaping Pavement, 2XL, and the Gasoline Gypsies. It's $15 in advance, $20 at the gate, and you can get tickets at lopalooza.org. Ladies and gentlemen, Shadow's Reflection for the first time ever in the Cave Radio studios.
How did it happen? When did you know? Try to break away from your side. Love is more than life. Don't keep just mine. Now I can't deny my self-sacrifice. Love the way you found away my life.
All right, all right, all right. All right. I don't know if we got another chair laying around here somewhere. If there's one hiding, maybe in the nook. But come on, sit down at the tables over here. Very, very nice. We only got 3 mics available for you guys, so you guys might have to split up and take one, or maybe Mabel will share hers with somebody. Anyway, what's up? Did you have the wrong one?
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know either. You're the pro at that. Anyway, welcome back to Big and Bigger episode. Oh, shoot. Hold on a second.
Oh, shoot.
Al, take it over for a second.
Hey, welcome back to Big and Bigger, episode 200 and some crazy number. That was sweet, guys. It was pretty sweet.
214.
14. Thank you,
you.
Mabel. Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you.
That'll be $50.
That rock, guys. How long you guys been around? Because why have we? Well, first of all, you've been in here before.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know when I first got a hold of you guys, because so every year I try to get a hold of Jamie. Goes, so who's playing? You know, and she's like, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm like, okay, look it. We're trying to book the week before, and we want a band that's playing, and so you were on the short list of bands, and I'm like,
awesome.
I've never heard of these guys. So, and then
And
when I went on
this
your
motherfucker. Like, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? 3 weeks before. What
you
band's
send out
playing?
messages and you wait for responses, but when I went on your band page, I'm like, wait a minute, that's the Cave. They've been in here before. So
Yeah.
was it Smoke and Mirrors? Is that what show you were on?
Yeah.
Smoke and Mirrors.
Yep. All right.
I talked to them earlier about it. That's kind of crazy. How long? And you said back in March or something.
I think it was back in March, right
It was
before our
funny.
last big
She
show.
comes in and he had thrown some stickers down on the table, and she's like, "Oh wow, our stickers are still here."
I know, I love
But it was,
that.
oh, we're gonna have to put one of them. We got to put one on the fridge, and
Yep.
then I need one for my book.
You might
Awesome.
already have one on the fridge, I think.
Oh, maybe. Perfect. Yeah. I don't know, the fucking Hip Tuck and Rumble one's this fucking big.
Yeah. They have poster stickers.
Yeah,
They
got-
go big or go home.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
for sure.
So, welcome to the Cave again.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I said for the first time, but it wasn't for the first time. It was for the first time on Big and Bigger.
Yep.
So
A little bit of a different show.
Yeah.
A little bit.
It's cool.
Yeah, we cuss, we
We play around a little bit.
drink, we have fun, we make fun of each
There's
other.
clown
Yeah.
strippers.
Yeah, stripper clowns. We try to have at least one clown stripper per year on the show, and it's always Mabel.
I love you.
How many
Mabel.
more do you know?
Well, Satori.
Yeah, well, kind of. He does do shows in his underwear.
Anti-clown.
Yeah, well, so it was funny because Al presented with him this year at the Detroit Music Awards, and he goes, I'm presenting with Satori Circus, and I'm like, oh, you're gonna have fun. So if you know Satori Circus out in public, he grunts and groans and doesn't talk a lot. If he
You
does,
don't
it's
know
in
what to
broken
expect.
Sentences. It's really, really weird.
Well, that's you. I
Right.
get groped a lot.
yeah, okay.
Well, I didn't get groped, but when I went down to the green room and met him and I
He's
forget-
in full makeup and he's talking normal to Al, and I was like,
it was like we had a solid 20-minute conversation. It was great conversation, and I was just like, wow, this is not what I expected. Because he's so eccentric in his act, you just don't know what to
The
expect.
first time he came up to me not in clown makeup, I'm like, he started talking to me. I'm like, who?
Right.
I was so confused.
But then we got on stage and he went into this. I don't even know what to call it. He was just kind of like, "Bah!"
Did he do his in his pajamas? These are my friends song with his paper plates.
No,
that would have been sweet.
no.
That's my favorite.
We need to get him in here.
We're gonna now that I told him, I said, let us figure out what I want to do is incorporate some of his videos into the Facebook feed, so that way people that are listening or watching can actually get an idea of what it is he does.
Yeah. And we know how to do that now, I think, don't you?
I don't. Yet.
We'll figure it out.
Don't you?
I don't. Not yet.
Yeah,
Soon.
Somebody will know.
yeah, exactly. or not.
Yeah, who knows? But anyway, it's Shadows of Reflection.
Yeah.
Right
So,
on.
how long have you guys been a band for?
So this year we kind of debuted, kind of came out with the album, had a big show out at the Diesel in April, and so kind of this year we kind of kicked it off live, like with everything, promotions, shows, everything like that, and a year or two prior of just kind of working together, getting everything together. But this year is just kind of started hitting.
All right, so
ground
introduce the
running
band to us. Who are you guys?
Well, my name is Ella. I'm the singer.
Hello, Ella.
Kenny, drummer.
You can pull that mic up a little bit. You don't have to. There you go.
That's a little better.
David on the bass.
And Joe, guitar player.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so you've been just debuted a year, but you've been together for 2 or 3?
No.
No, I would say like so like kind of prior to us coming out this year, probably like Ella and I got together about a year, probably year and a half prior to us debuting.
Okay.
Collaborated on lyrics, recorded everything, and then we found Dave and Kenny,
Okay.
and we started assembling a big live show before we even played a first show. That was like the idea.
Okay.
We didn't want to just go play and then see
Fuck
how it
everything
went.
up and
We
everything.
wanted to like really have the first show be like a big one.
Okay.
And it was at the Diesel, and it was great.
Diesel's a nice venue.
Yeah, and we filmed it, and the stage show is that you guys may see on YouTube or anything. It's really done up nice. We're costumes, and the stage show looks like the inside of a haunted manor.
Right.
Okay.
So
All right, I can dig that. How did you come up with the name Shadows Reflection?
It was actually a lyric to a song that we didn't actually end up using in the song, but I kind of like kept it on the paper because I'm like, this is actually kind of sweet.
Okay.
So when we were just thinking of names, I'm like, oh, why not just use this? And he's like, yeah, it's kind of cool.
What were some of the band names that didn't make the cut?
we almost went with Shadow Memories.
Yeah,
That was
Shadowed Memories.
I
was
think
kinda
we were
cool.
gonna like go with that one, and then I still have it in my iPod as Shadow Memories.
Yeah.
And she did not like it,
No.
so
No.
we decided to go with something different.
Okay. So that's kind of cool because usually bands go through like 35 to 50 name changes before they.
I'm telling you, if I were in a band, it would be the hardest part for me.
Oh, you said it'd be more Calling Orson.
I was in a band once. We were called, back in the day when we started, I was like 16. It was 12-inch Cheney. Think about it. Think about it. Obviously, that got outdated, so we changed it to fucking A.
Fucking A.
We were a bunch of Ubers. It made sense.
12-inch Cheney, huh? Okay. All right. So, what would you?
Totally true too.
Because to look at you guys and then to watch you guys, it's very unassuming. You guys don't look like you'd sound like that.
No.
Right.
No.
No.
So, what would you guys classify yourself as? I mean, rock and roll, or I mean.
I'd say a contemporary melodic, progressive.
Hard rock, yeah.
Hard
Somewhere
rock. Hard rock's
between
better.
Yeah.
somewhere between Evanescence and Nightwish.
Okay.
Somewhere in there.
All right, and I love a good female fronted band, and you got a very powerful voice, so
Thank
it's
you.
very very
Works
soothing.
well in here because you have to hear yourself. It's,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Now you got you're playing Arts Beats and Eats. When are you playing?
We're playing September 2nd, which is a Monday.
Okay.
5 p.m.
Labor Day.
in the Laguna, I can never say it. Laguna Shorts
Quintus?
The alternative stage.
alternative stage.
The alternative stage.
So that's the old.
Lagunitas.
Yeah, Lagunitas.
Lagunitas.
Is that the,
Okay.
I'm like, what the fuck is he saying?
is that
I don't know how to say it.
is that the old Ford stage? The old Ford stage? The old the one by the carnival.
Yeah, it's right by the train tracks and the carnival.
Yep.
It's the alternative rock stage.
And then you guys got another show at the Diesel. You said coming up also.
Yeah, on the 19th of October.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another gigantic headlining show of where we're going to have all of our decorations. We want everyone to come in costume. It's going to be this big Halloween party. It's going to be super fun.
You could come as a pregnant clown.
Where's this? At? Where's that one at?
Diesel.
Oh, is that the Diesel?
Yep, it's a Diesel. Yep, New Baltimore, October 19th.
Any other bands or just you guys? Or
So we're working the details out with them right now. Definitely going to be a bunch of other bands. some awesome bands that we've met so far this year, but there isn't a lineup yet.
What are some of the bands that you've seen that you've have played with that you would recommend? Because we're always looking for new bands to come in on the show. And
Yeah, so LC Binks has
LC
become,
Banks. She's so
really
nice.
cool.
they've been there.
They've been really cool.
I mean, we played with Kaleido.
Kaleido.
That was cool.
Yeah. Stitched
Stitch
Apart.
Who?
But they're national.
Stitched
Stitched
Apart.
Apart.
Stitched Apart. I haven't heard of them.
Yeah.
They're national.
They're nationals.
Well, fuck them. Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Catharsis Theory.
Yeah, actually, those were cool guys.
Yeah, they were cool.
Yeah.
So Lance Graham is commenting on the post or on the feed. Lance is
Oh,
you know,
Lance.
part-
Hi, Lance.
Lance
Lance
is
is awesome.
We love Lance.
Oh, yeah?
Lance is a very big fan of female-fronted bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he had the Lance Graham show on, that's all he had was female-fronted bands.
I love that.
Oh yeah, he is high.
Yeah, he's telling us
What
where
did
you
he
guys
say?
are playing
Perfect
next.
symphonic metal
Yep.
is what he calls it.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you
thanks.
go.
Yeah, I
Okay.
heard a few
All
people
right.
call symphonic metal.
Symphonic metal.
Because in here we don't have our background, but we have like
A big
piano
backing track.
and choir and
okay.
orchestra stuff going
Oh, yeah.
on while we're playing.
You ever
So
think of incorporating maybe a
Actual
piano into the
instruments
play?
and
And,
We don't want to pay more people.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
that shit sucks.
What's the other band that Lance is huge into? And
September
it's,
Morning.
Yes,
I
yes.
gotcha.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to throw that on there.
So, this is the first time. I mean, I heard you earlier saying you never thought you'd play on the Arts Beats and Eat Stage. So.
Yeah, I mean, like growing up, I see all these like big shows and stuff like that, and it's like I don't understand. Like when I was a kid, like I didn't understand how you could play in these bigger shows like that. But it's like I used to do this thing called School of Rock, so I played like bigger shows, but it was always like handed to us, and
Which
it's like
one?
I never
Which
knew
one did you
the
go to?
the one to St. Clair Shores.
Okay. Laura Mendoza, I think, taught at that one.
Maybe.
We have Farmington. Was it Farmington Hills?
Oh, I was
Yeah,
there
come
when they opened up that School of Rock. It's
So,
super, super
They've
cool,
been in
that
here a
one.
couple times. We bring the house band in a couple times.
Imagine
yeah.
that. Lance Graham just saw them on Saturday. the other band, September morning.
I love that.
So, so Caitlin Coral was at the bar on Wednesday, and she comes in and she's like, "Yeah, I've been teaching at School of Rock," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that." And she says that
She's up in Rochester, right?
No, she lives in Rochester, but she teaches at the Farmington.
Oh, okay.
So she says that she's like, "Yeah, on Sunday I got to come back to do a concert with my little kids." And just a couple days ago, I was talking with Carrie Jungel, and she said her daughter goes to School of Rock. So I was like, so I show a picture to Caitlin. I'm like, "Do you know her?" And she's like, "Brindley, oh my god!" So I took a picture of me and Caitlin and sent it to Carrie, and she's like, "Oh my god, she's such a great, it's just
Right.
kind of cool."
So cute.
We've had School of Rock Farmington in. We didn't have them in this year. We've had them in the 2 prior years because they played at the walk, the fucking cancer walk, whatever.
Relay
Oh,
for
the-
life.
Relay for life, yeah.
Relay for life.
Yeah.
So they played at that, and they come in, but it's amazing because they came like 15 deep.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It was the house band.
Oh yeah. That was the coolest part, being in
Yeah.
the house band, because you got to play these really big shows,
Yeah.
and it was nuts.
They're
And,
good.
and the mix
Oh, yeah.
of music
Really
that
good.
they play, it was like,
Oh, yeah.
they that one dude. Remember the kid from Germany or
Yeah, he
whatever,
wailed.
This kid
Oh, I
gets
love
up
that.
Wailed on guitar.
and he played. It was an Ozzy song, which
Crazy
Randy
Train.
Rhodes was. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy.
my
Train.
icon,
And
my,
Randy
my
Rhodes
hero.
plays that guitar, and this kid melted the fucking guitar. I'm like, dude, Randy Rhodes just rolled over in his fucking grave. And I'm like, I'm not supposed to swear with you guys on here, but that was fucking amazing.
It's the hardest part.
Cool.
So, but yeah, that's cool. So you went to School of Rock. and-
Yeah, that's kind of how I started getting into like the whole rock thing, because my dad taught me how to play guitar back when I was like younger, and I played acoustics. I'm like, oh, Taylor Swift, because that's a young, like 12-year-old just trying to learn guitar. And then I went
We're
to
all
School of
dumb
Rock,
at one
and
point in our life.
Be nice.
I went to School of Rock, and it kind of like opened my eyes, and then I started liking other music, and I started liking rock, and I started like broadening my musical horizon,
Right.
listening to jazz and classical, and like super weird.
That's what's cool about them is that the mix of songs they play. They let you guys choose the song, so you might come from a
Yeah.
What
alternative
that night they were in it,
background.
they did Ozzy, they did Billy Joel.
Yeah.
I can't remember what else, but it was all over, which is great because it gives them more of a broader spectrum of.
And then you
of
got them
music.
all playing different, drums. The drummer was playing guitar. And
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah.
player
Yep.
played,
Oh yeah, that's why I learned how to play bass. I learned how to play guitar, like electric guitar. I learned how to play a little bit of piano. I dabble in a lot of things from that.
Very cool.
Where was this when we were growing up? That's what I want to know.
Right.
Pissed off. School rock
You
for
still
adults.
couldn't play a
That's what I
fucking the kazoo.
I play the electric triangle.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Hey,
Bing.
I
So-
play the flute.
Yeah,
Oh, I
it's
love
different.
that.
Skin flute.
It's totally different. man. Not what we're talking about. Not what we're talking about.
Not even close, dog. All right, we're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, it's everybody's favorite
There's only
segment
one
of the
hole
night.
in it. What do I?
Dumb shit with Dawn.
That's right.
Already?
Yeah, it's 8:21.
Dang.
So we're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, Dumb Shit with Dawn, and then we are going to get to know everyone at the table just a little bit more personal when we come back from that. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. You're listening to Big and Bigger here on Cave Radio Broadcasting. That was Dawn.
Here in Metro Detroit, you've got to try Bella Piatti. Venetian-born chef Francesco Apollonia prepares his style of Italian cuisine using only the finest ingredients. Located at 167 Townsend in Birmingham, Michigan, across from the Townsend Hotel. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Friday or dinner on Saturday night. Check out our happy hour Tuesday through Friday from 4 to 6:30 p.m. at the bar or on the patio. Enjoy $6 appetizers, $3 glasses of wine, and $2 off cocktails. Call 248-494-7110 for dining room reservations. Bella Piatti in Birmingham.
No mama never gonna say it. You bring peace and love and goodness to man. But you still haven't tried to make amends. No mama never gonna say it. You said love is really all you need. All you need is a world full of love and peace. But you're still too afraid that you're gonna be. No mama never gonna say it. So you said, you swear the world is in a time of change.
everybody. This is Frank Turner for the Cave Radio app for iPhone and Android mobile devices, sponsored by Micknose Cafe. The Cave Radio app is free, easy to download from the Apple Store and the Google Play Store, and is the best way to listen to all your favorite hosts and programs on caveradiobroadcasting.com. Don't be chained to your desktop or trying to open a browser window on your smartphone while you're driving down the road. Get the Cave Radio app and put the power of everything you love about Cave Radio at your fingertips. With the Cave Radio app for iPhone and Android, you can listen to live shows, catch up on your favorite podcasts, and connect with our great sponsors, like Micknose Cafe. It's like carrying everybody from Cave Radio around in your pocket without having to worry about what we're doing in there, if you know what I mean. Get the Cave Radio app today. One word, Cave Radio, CAVERADIO. The Cave Radio app for iPhone and Android. Get it now.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Slovakian trap. That's correct. It is one of those. It's an anal butt plug that's shaped in a cone that is super small for men, Czechoslovakian men.
So what?
Czechoslovakian.
From Czechoslovakia?
Stupid.
Here we go.
It's time for Dumb Shit with Dawn.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to Cave Radio Broadcasting.
Oh, God.
www.crbradio.com. We dumb shit with Dawn time. How are you, Dawn?
Hi.
Yes, you are.
I'm good.
You good? You
I'm
ready?
good.
So Mason got 18.
Oh, my God. Out of 20?
Out of 20.
Wow.
18 out of 20.
Shit. I don't think I'm getting that many. I can
But
just say.
you
I can already
you
say
also
it.
got one of the bonus questions. I got three bonus questions, actually.
Ooh.
There's actually 23, so you have a chance
So
to
how
redeem
many
yourself.
points is
The
that?
bonus questions are going to be worth 2.
Okay.
Oh, they're 2-point questions?
2-point questions. All right. Are you ready, Don?
Just a reminder for the people listening, how old is Mason?
Mason is in 7th grade. He's 12 years old.
Okay. So he's 12. So a 12-year-old got 18
Why
out of
are
20.
you such a dick?
No, I was just asking. I wanted to clarify it for the listeners.
I'm sure they know.
Well, they know now.
Okay, are you ready, Don?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the very first question is, which president was famous for his wooden teeth?
Oh, that was Georgie Jefferson, the third. Georgie.
We've been moving on up.
George. Oh no, the first president,
Yeah, what's
Washington.
I don't know.
Told you guys.
I like Georgie Jefferson better myself, personally.
George-
Wheezy.
What's his middle initial?
Everybody's got an E as a middle
Fuck
initial,
knows?
by the way.
It's George Washington.
Oh.
That's all I know.
Oh,
B. It's Bartholomew. What do we know, dude?
E.
All right.
George E. Jefferson.
Google knows.
Right.
the
All
problem
right.
is I talk too much.
Talk too fast.
What is
That
the,
is
I do.
What is
I
the
do.
highest possible score in bowling?
Ooh.
I'm on a bowling league. 300.
I love, like, her. When she first starts to think, her eyes just kind of open up a little bit. She's like,
I'm associating it with certain situations in my life.
Okay. That's exactly it.
the sound is definitely working because Skip Dean said, Georgie Jefferson. And with the 3 laughing
All right.
heart emojis.
Who is the voice of Darth Vader and Mufasa from The Lion King?
I have no idea. Hey,
His middle initial is E for once.
Yeah.
is his first name Charles?
No.
Okay, then I don't know.
Okay. It's James Earl Jones.
James E. Jones.
Yeah, we would.
I would have accepted
We
that.
would have
actually.
taken that.
I
Your one
wish-
chance
I wish
to
I
throw
could
an
have
E
said
in
it.
there.
I wish I could have said
Your
that.
one chance and you blew it.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I definitely blew it.
What were either, you only have to get one of them, of the 2 cities that the U.S. bombed in Japan during World War II?
Ooh.
Pearl Harbor.
Jesus Christ.
That's Japan bombed us.
We did not
yeah.
bomb Pearl Harbor.
Tokyo.
That is a Japanese city, though.
Yeah.
It is,
I'm proud
isn't
of you.
it?
I'm proud of you.
I was too.
I know, right?
I don't know. Hold on, let me think.
All right, think of here. Let me give you a hint.
Yeah.
When you go to a Greek restaurant and they bring out
Parnanthalon. Opa.
Okay, so what is that called?
Sagabaki.
What?
Sagabaki. Sagabaki. Sakawaki. Sakawaka. Sakawaki out? Saganaka. Saganaki.
You're very close.
Saguanaka. Come on.
Nagasaki.
What?
Nagasaki was the one.
Yeah.
The other one was, you can hear it, it's either Hiroshima or Hiroshima.
I wouldn't have said that
Hiroshima.
one.
I was.
You didn't say
You
either.
didn't say either.
Well, I was
You
kind
said
of.
fucking a bunch of other shit. That's awesome.
I'm pretty sure you named a soy sauce.
It's a new one.
Okay.
Nakabaki.
What state is known as the Cornhusker State?
Oh.
Corny ones. Oh, hold on. Where's corn? Oklahoma.
Just north of Oklahoma.
Wisconsin.
It's way north.
Right between the two.
Minnesota.
That's next to it.
Oregon.
Jesus Christ.
That's all the way on the other way.
You realize you're like
I'm sporadic.
Florida?
Nebraska.
Yes.
There you go.
Nebraska.
I just had to close my eyes and think about it.
That was a great eighth guess.
Thanks.
It really was.
What is the weapon used by Jedis in the Star Wars world?
Wait, hold on. Space sabers. Space sabers?
No, they're not.
Lightsabers.
Lightsabers, yeah. They're
I'm
not
gonna give you
space
half-
savers.
I'm going to give you half for that one.
It's not Tupperware.
Oh,
How did
come
that
on.
make you two feel right now?
They are laughing.
Yes. Internally, I'm crying for her. You know,
I
like,
felt like,
Right.
oh.
I'm so bad for you.
All right.
Space heaters.
Come on. Come on. I was close.
Bad, Dirty Diana, Smooth Criminal, and Man
Michael
in the-
Jackson.
Jesus.
Thank God you got that one.
My favorite song is Dirty
You
Diana.
wouldn't have
Oh,
got that
see,
one.
that's sweet. I'm
It's
glad I said
BS. I made it up.
that. All right. What is a group of lions called?
A group of lions.
Yes.
Oh, that's Pride.
Wow. Good job.
Very good.
Very good. Impressive.
Okay.
Most impressive.
Thank
What
you.
is-
Not a
Thank you
Jedi.
very
What
much.
other professional sport did Michael Jordan play?
Ooh.
Golf.
No, that's a great guess, but no, he never played it professionally.
He played as an amateur.
Basketball.
Well, that's
That's
one.
the one he played.
Oh.
The one he's famous for.
Yeah, what's the other
Yep.
professional
He's got
sport
shoes
that he
for
played
it.
Bowling. Baseball.
Yeah,
Okay.
baseball.
Okay.
Why would I say bowling?
I really want to watch him bowl.
Because that's what makes the bit, Dawn. That's why you would say bowling.
All right, you got that one.
I got bowling on the brain.
Obviously. 300.
What is the name of the cowboy in Toy Story?
Woody.
Which I just have to
That's an easy
interject.
one.
So my kids started wearing pull-ups, and they have Disney characters.
Woody-
and
Woody's on
Woody
the
is
crotch.
on the front. I'm
Of course
like,
he
who
is.
Of course he is.
made this?
Because somebody outside of corporate Disney made those and thought, this would be awesome. We're going to put Woody right on the front.
Like I have to check. I'm like, oh, Woody's squishy. I'm like, oh, it's not right. It's just not right.
Pokey pokey.
I think that's his horse's name.
How
that's,
Pokey
that's
pokey?
Gumby.
Gumby.
Oh.
How many feet are there in 1 mile?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
What?
That's a tough one. Yeah.
Kinda. Like 10,000.
No.
I'm just guessing.
It's half of the little
5,000.
5,280.
Oh, like I would have known that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known that.
Mason got it.
You know what, Mason? Go sit down.
Yeah, because they teach you useless
This is an
things in
adult
school.
Probably
conversation.
like learning that right,
Right.
now.
Why would you even need to know that?
I don't know. What is another name for teeter-totter?
Teeter totter. Hold on. It's a
You're right.
You had the right letter.
spick and span.
And
Spick
there
and
you go.
span.
You know the teeter-totter
Span.
that cleans your
Seesaw.
tub.
Seesaw.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say, and she coaxed me to say it. I didn't want to yet. I didn't want to.
I'll give you half for that one. The spick and span was fucking awesome.
That was
and
stupid.
span.
All right.
Why did I even think of that, though?
Because you got cleaning on your brain. That and bowling.
True.
Whose movies include Big, Bachelor Party, Philadelphia, and Castaway?
That's that Hanker. Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
Oh, shit. What are elephant tusks and rhino horns made from?
Ivory.
Wow.
Ivory.
1, 2. Looks like we got 3 or 4 left. All right.
Oh my God.
What is a pharaoh?
Ooh.
A princess.
Jesus Christ.
No.
A bird.
They sometimes wear them on their heads.
Phoenix. A
What is
pharaoh.
not a phoenix. What is a pharaoh?
Pharaoh. It's not a princess?
No. It
more
is
like-
royalty, though.
Well, yeah.
A queen?
Sorta. If there was a one, it would be, but no. It's a pharaoh is the ruler of ancient Egypt.
Emperor.
Yeah, sorta. Like
No.
King Tut was a pharaoh. Ramses was
Wasn't
a pharaoh.
he-
Cleopatra was a pharaoh.
Okay.
Nope. Okay. No, you get that one. All right. Can you name 5
Oh, Jesus.
of the 7 dwarves?
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
Steve the Pirate.
Okay.
That's it. That's her
Yes.
answer.
Steve the Pirate.
Doc.
Yeah.
Sleepy. Dopey. Sneezy. Bashful.
Do you know the other 2?
Wow.
Happy and grumpy.
Very good.
Jesus.
Wow.
You guys
Up on
asked
your
me this
dwarfs.
before.
Up on your dwarfs.
What are?
Hey, I like dwarfs.
What are black-eyed peas actually?
Peas that have a black eye in them. Are they?
That's the obvious question answer, but no.
Black eyed peas.
Are
A
actually,
band?
Fergie.
I can't not give it to you.
I was gonna say that's the truth.
I
She
can't
kinda
not
done
give
that.
it to you. Who's here?
You said actually.
Carlito and Rudy.
What up?
You look
Hey.
looking very colorful.
I'm all about CRB radio, baby.
So
Yeah, we know you are.
All right, black-eyed peas. I'll give you half.
Okay,
because
they're
it is a band.
okay. They're it's a fruit vegetable. It's a vegetable, right?
Yes, it
That's what
is.
you mean.
Well, no, it's a bean actually. Black-eyed peas
legume.
are it's a legume. It's a bean. But I will give you half because black-eyed peas is a band.
It is a band.
That's a stretch half right there.
You know what? I
He
got
didn't
a feeling.
specify what
I
kind of
definitely
All
didn't
right,
get
I
18.
got 2 more of the 20 left, and then
then
you
the
got bonus
specialty questions.
All right.
Making me nervous.
What are Saint Nick, Kris Kringle, and Saint Nicholas?
Christmas, Santa.
Other names for Santa.
So I get that.
You got half.
Yeah, Christmas Santa was correct.
Well, it is.
It wasn't Easter Santa,
You know.
nor Summer Santa, nor Halloween Santa. It
Labor Day Santa.
You know what? Protest for me,
was
please.
not Flag Day Santa.
You know what? Shh.
Okay, here's your last regular
Yom
question,
Kippur
Dawn.
Santa.
What is Mount St. Helens famous for?
Skiing.
Not anymore. There's only half of it left.
Volcano.
All right. Yeah. All right. Here's the bonus questions. Are you ready?
No.
Not hard.
Hold on,
Okay.
add up what she's got so far first, so we can see.
Jesus, that's not fair.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and a half.
9.5.
Oh, I'm
didn't
sorry,
even
wait,
make
wait, wait.
it.
There's one more left. There's one. I didn't see. I had a mark next to it, but I didn't do it. What is the largest brass instrument in the orchestra?
Tuba.
I thought you said tuba at first, but I was
Tuba.
Pretty sure
Kinda
she said
did, but-
Cuba
All right.
too.
All right, so you got 10.5.
10 and a half.
That was my repeat.
You got 10.5 with a potential 6 more points
it's
here in
half.
the bonus round.
get
At least I
16
got
and a
half. Okay.
You should get. You can get up to 16 and a half points.
Yep.
All right. Are you
Yep.
ready? What is a southpaw?
Ooh.
What
A
is it?
southpaw.
What is a southpaw?
A foot. A dog.
No.
Ice cream.
I don't think I'd want to eat that.
No.
It's a left-hander.
Uh,
Call him southpaw.
that's not nice. Hey, Southpaw, how you
Rocky
doing?
Balboa, man.
They enjoy that.
Rocky. Did you watch Rocky?
Okay, this is the one.
Yes.
This is the bonus question that Mason got here.
Boner
he
question.
He didn't get the southpaw one, and I'm like,
Really?
"Yeah, you're fucking left-handed."
But he got the mile.
Huh?
Did he get the? He got
Yeah,
the
he
mile.
yep.
So bullshit.
All right. Who came from the planet Krypton?
Spooder to Superman.
Wait, what?
I was gonna say Spooderman.
Spooderman?
I mean Superman.
All right, so that's plus
It's a
2.
cross between Spider and Super.
Plus 2. Now this is one that the bass player over here gave us.
I know, that's what I'm.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Name 3 countries that start with the letter U.
Or one.
Yugoslavian. Yugoslavian?
It's not a country anymore. And
Oh.
that's a Y.
Yeah.
Ukrainian.
Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Okay, that's 1. 2 more.
Euroslopia?
What'd you just call me?
I don't know.
Is that
U. Hold on, Europe. No, that's a EU.
This is not a country.
That's a continent.
That's a continent. USA.
All right. There's 2. 1 more. That's the one we didn't think you'd get because that's what he said. Most people don't say that. United States or USA.
I wouldn't even have thought of that.
Yeah.
I was going around.
Okay, so what's the question again? Hold on.
Name 3 countries that start with the letter U. You got 2. Ukraine. And
United
States.
Kingdom?
Yeah, I guess that's a country, right? Yeah. We'll take that. Uganda.
Uruguay.
Thank you.
Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan?
Uzbekistan. Is that a country?
Yeah, it's like part of that whole Czech
Baltic
area. Yeah.
All right. So you got plus 2, so you got 12 and a half.
Yay.
Wow. Not bad. More
That
than
is
half.
good. More than half.
More than half.
That's a good day.
Yep, it
What
is.
about naming a sports team that doesn't end with an S?
Oh, there's a few of them. I think there was 5. I don't know if there's 5 still, but
Can you
The
do
Red
it?
Sox.
Okay.
Wow, White Sox, Red
Ooh.
Sox.
Exactly.
That sounds like an ass.
Somebody's smart.
Miami Heat,
The Jazz.
Utah Jazz, Colorado Avalanche, Minnesota Wild.
Look at you.
I've asked this question a million times. That's why I know. There's also there's 4 college teams mascots that don't end in S, don't have a color in the name, and aren't named after an animal. So it's there, but there's like 300 fucking colleges, Division I, so 200 colleges. So it's hard to go through. But it's think about it, and maybe we'll see if you guys.
What
can
was
answer
it? Don't have an S. Don't end in S.
Don't end an S. Don't have a color in the name, and aren't named after an animal. There's 4 college football or college teams that aren't that fit that qualification. So maybe
That's too
we'll
much
try and leave
thinking.
that. Yeah, I know. Say bye to your fans, Don.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for another awesome edition of Dumb Shit with Don. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. We got some more stuff with Mabel Syrup, Shadows Reflection, and Jamie Wilkins. And I want to thank Shannon Shones for coming in. Make sure you go out on September 14th to LO Palooza. It's an amazing cause that the money goes to. She had me tearing up talking about all the stuff that they've done.
It is pretty sweet if you get to see. I mean, seriously, because my cousin has MD. They didn't expect him to live past 3 years old, and he's like 30 now. Yeah. But he's been in a chair basically that whole time. And he'll go out with his brother, my other cousin, and in his wheelchair, and he'll just fly down the street. My other cousin's holding on to it, it's like skateboarding, and it's the greatest thing in the world. To my cousin Tony, he just thinks it's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, just to be able to do activities that they can't normally do, or they see other people doing that they want to do. It is like the joy on their face. It's priceless.
That's the thing is they're not vegetables. It's not like they don't want to be doing it. They
Right.
just don't have the capability.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a great event. Some amazing bands: Sawyer Fredericks, Native Howl, Gasoline Gypsies, just to name a few. So it's a great event. You guys want to check it out. It's September 14th, LO Palooza at the Wildwood Amphitheater in Lake Orion. We'll be back in just a few minutes. You're listening to Big and Bigger right here on Cave Radio Broadcasting.
she left the kids at home today. She knew I wanted to go to the range. Hey, get out of the fridge! These kids are going to drive me nuts today. I gotta get them out of the house.
If you ever been in this situation, hey y'all, Earl Fistworthy back again with Earl's Guns and Gyno. We've recently had to cease and desist our gyno department due to a federal ruling, so we've been doing a little remodeling. And since we're always trying to cater to the needs of our customers, we sat down to brainstorm and came up with a whole new concept for our store.
That sounds great, but I can't do anything with these kids running around.
Hey, we're all familiar with your dilemma. That's why we put a pig pen in the back 40 and bam! Earl's Guns and Daycare.
No way.
Yes, Wade. We've got a 20 by 30 electrified fence to keep your little ones contained and in order. And if by some strange chance one of them little bastards gets loose, we got a state-of-the-art security system consisting of a brand new high-powered pump-action scoped-out pellet rifle and 3-time podunk rifle champion Cousin Virgil up in the tower who can wing any little rugrat that happens to break free.
Wow, that sounds pretty sophisticated. But what if it rains?
Hey, we've got you covered there, too. We purchased 6 4x4 Power Wheels for junior mud bogging for the boys, and the girls can get an early start on mud wrestling training in our new outdoor ring.
That sounds awesome.
That's right, and all this week is the grand opening, so we're running the following specials up through Sunday. Buy an hour range time, and we'll watch 2 of them little fuckers for the price of 1, so you can bring your sister's kids as well. Also, we're running a Lunchables diet program, so bring those fat little son of a bitches in too. So come on down to Earl's Guns and Daycare, where our new motto is, come take some shots while we watch your tights. Take exit 3 off I-69, and we're right out in the corner. Look forward to seeing you.
Hello, Kyries.
Forgot the mics.
Oh, all right.
Welcome back, everybody, to Big and Bigger here on Cave Radio Broadcasting, www.crbradio.com. This is episode number 214 here on Cave Radio. I've been kind of posting something about, so we had some news tonight, and I want to do it when Dawn's not at the table because she's probably going to cry. But we're booked through November 17th. Here on Big and Bigger. We got 11, well, after tonight, 10 shows up until then. And after that show, I think we're going to do one more show before the end of the year. And Big Al is retiring from Cave Radio Broadcasting.
Really?
Effectively ending the second longest relationship I've ever been in. But I've known Al for a long time. We've been friends for over 30 years. And we've had a great, I mean, we're up at 214 episodes. Of those 214 episodes, probably 210 of them we've done together, where either him or I were in the studio together. But 150 plus bands have crossed this stage, and it's been a great run. So 10 episodes left. I'm crying now.
Yeah, it might, I mean, it may just end up being a break. You know what I mean?
But anyway, it's... We're gonna count down the next 10 weeks to the
We're
end of
gonna make them the
whatever.
best
But,
10 weeks ever.
We got some. I got some surprises for you.
Oh shit!
Starts with the clown stripper.
Yeah.
Woo!
Anyway.
All right.
I didn't want to
like where this is going.
I didn't want to bring anything down, but I just wanted to get that out of the way. So the next 10 weeks, and some of the bands we have lined up are amazing bands, and of those 10 bands. I don't think a lot of them have been on Cave Radio, at least not on Big and Bigger. So let me pull it up real quick here. I know it's pretty close. I spoke with a friend of ours today who we haven't talked to in quite a while. And he's going to come in. He's been off social media for a little while, and he hasn't played. So maybe that gives you a little hint at who I'm talking about.
Did you see this friend recently? Maybe I mentioned him earlier.
No, I sure didn't. Very
frequent guest friend.
Frequent guest.
I know who you're talking about. Maybe a bow tie.
Yep.
Friend.
Yep. He's going to be in here in the next 10 weeks. So, all right, here we go. To break it down, we're taking a break next week. We are off next week. It's Labor Day weekend. For some stupid reason, I always schedule a show, and Al can never make it because he's at Arts Beats and Eats. And I do
Arts Beats and Eats.
Arts Beats and Eats.
Arts Beats and Eats.
No, I'm the blue collar guy. I'll go
We share our support, Rudy. Don't worry.
Mario's going to be at Hamtramck Fest.
Yeah, we're going to get you out here in a second to talk about that. But anyway, we're off next week, Labor Day. It's going to be a great time because I'm actually going to Saturday to Arts Beach and East because I'm going to see the Gypsies and
I'm probably gonna make my way over at least one of the days, crisscross.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm going for sure on Monday because the thing that drew me to the Hamtramck Music Fest on Monday was the yacht races.
Yeah.
Now people ask why? How do you do a yacht race in Hamtramck? There's no river. They turned Josie Campo into a river that day of water balloons and water guns and buckets of water, and it's an amazing event where all the local bars build it's pretty much a soapbox derby racer and race up and down the street, and it's one of the coolest things I've ever witnessed in my entire life. How people don't kill themselves or hurt themselves is beyond me, but I go every year just in case. But anyway,
it's usually how it works. So I go to Arts Beats Eats every year. You go to Hamtramck. We're out there. Honestly, it's the one weekend
that there's so
we
many
can
bands.
see the greatest amount of bands that have been through on the show all in one place.
We do
or 2 places.
50-ish shows a year.
Yep.
So
I've got flashcards. I got a schedule. I got
He's like, I got enough time to go catch this band right before this band goes on stage.
Sometimes I got to split. Like I'll watch this set with this band, but then the next I'll watch the first half of that set. And then mid-set split, go to the other stage to catch the second half of that band set because it
takes pictures with everyone. So
it's just basically giving back to the bands that have come into the show and saying thank you.
I
And,
need to start picking your brain, using you as my scout to see how they are doing in their live show.
Trust me, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. We do 50 shows a year, and there's 50 bands that come through here every single year.
Yep.
Some of them are repeats, So you say between 45 and 50 bands come through every year here, so that's one place that we can catch all them bands, whether it be at Hamtramck Labor Day Festival or Hamtramck Music Fest, or
it's the greatest concentration
Winter
of
Fest
bands.
or Winter Blast or River Days. But Arts Beats and Eats has been the one that
it's usually about 16 bands. I think over the I go all 4 days. It's usually about 16 bands that I'll catch locally, local bands, and then of course, doesn't hurt that every year there's great acts playing for free on the national stage. And it really didn't hurt that my buddy Clicks, his wife, was working a beer tent at the national stage. Didn't hurt either. I'm just saying.
Might have hurt the next day, though.
You know what? But I found my way back somehow. Hair of the dog. That was, yeah.
All right. So September 8th, we come back with our 10-show countdown. We got Levi Bootcut in the Straight Legs. It's just going to be Levi Bootcut coming in to promote LO Palooza. I'm sure we'll have another guest also. Crimson Eyed Orchestra on the 15th. Standing Sun on the 22nd. Age of Hysteria on the 29th. Casting Shadows, who's on their big album release, and they're playing with Tantric on the 11th of October. October 13th, Chrissy Morgan and her new band. It's a jazz band. And then our friend Rick Pineda is going to come in and talk about his new album, and we're going to have a special guest call-in from a very big guest that night that Rick Pineda has set up for us. So it's going to be sweet. No Sin in Eden on October 20th. Secondhand Mojo on the 27th. Creature of One on the 3rd. On November 10th, we get the second half of the Space amazingness.
Oh,
that is
Space
Krillin.
Skull, yeah.
We get Space Skull.
Krillin's arch rival,
Yes.
Space Skull, yeah.
And then Edison Hollow.
Yay.
Edison Hollow, formerly Red Baron, will be in here on November 17th. And then we got one last show after that planned for you. As of right now, it's one band, but they're getting back to me tomorrow. If not, then it'll be another band. But one of them two bands, and we're not going to tell you who it is, so you can just wait. But anyway, we got a great schedule planned for you to close out 2019, and we're going to have a good time. So
It doesn't mean we stop, dude.
I'm never going to stop.
It doesn't mean we stop supporting local music, and that's
Fucking
the thing.
branded for life, baby.
Yeah, you and me
Wow,
both.
look at that.
But I mean, it's just that listen. All I can say is, physically and mentally, I just need a break.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And I'm not saying that there won't be Big and Bigger Part 2 eventually, but I just need a break. That's all there is to it.
Give me a break. This is a great show. Nell Carter.
I love you.
Oh, give me a break.
Remember that show?
Mm-hmm. I remember that show.
Be off a piece.
It's not a Kit Kat commercial. Dawn. God damn it.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, Shadows Reflection. We got them at the table. We got Mabel Syrup at the table. We got Jimmy Wilkins at the table. Real quick, Mabel had forgot to tell us how you can get tickets to the Michigan Burlesque Festival. So
Yeah,
tell
you
us
know,
now.
the important part of promoting a show is telling you how to get tickets. Go me. So, yeah, tickets are on sale now. You can also buy them at the door, but they're cheaper in advance. They're $25 in advance. They're going to be $35 at the door if there's any available. We have over 45 performers from all over the U.S. and one Canadian coming in. So it's going to be pretty awesome. So
Is that every day, each day?
each day has about 22 performers. So, and they're completely different shows. So you're going to see, if you go each night, you're going to see a completely different show. You can get tickets through Brown Paper Tickets or just go to MichiganBurlesqueFestival.com. So, yeah.
All right. And here's where things get a little weird. Not really. I'm just kidding.
No, seriously.
Nothing
They
crazy.
were weird.
Yeah.
She's looking around like, what did we get into?
All right, here we go.
So scary.
The very first question we ask, we like to break the ice and to figure out what you guys are really into. So we're going to start at the end of the table with Joe.
Oh, boy.
And you guys all answer this question,
boy.
so get ready. If you could bang any cartoon character, which cartoon character would you bang?
Welcome to the show.
That's an easy one.
Man, the first one that comes to mind, just from being a kid, was the redhead from the
Jessica Rabbit?
Yeah.
Number one answer.
Number
Yeah.
one answer.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Dave, what about you?
Well, that would have been my answer.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was easy.
You can
Come
share
on.
her.
Yeah.
Or you know what? No. Hollywood from Cool World.
Cool.
Oh.
Kim Basinger.
Yeah.
The blonde version
blonde.
of the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
cartoon.
yeah.
Yep. Okay, Kenny, what about you?
I was going to say Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah.
It's a very popular choice.
Very popular. All right, and Ella, what about you?
Johnny Bravo.
Wow! Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
What about
Fantastic.
Bugs Bunny.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
He was wacky.
Straight
You
up,
just
or-
never know, man.
When he was dressed as a girl bunny, or
Because
just
that's number
Yeah.
two.
That's the number two answer.
That's literally number two
I,
answer.
you know, I'll go either way. I'll swing either way.
What about you, Jamie? Come on, you've had a minute and a half to think about this.
And I cannot think of one single
she didn't
cartoon
think it was
character.
coming around.
Yeah. Nothing? No.
I've seen some pretty crazy cartoons, but I don't think that they had names.
Okay.
So,
All right. All right. Shadows Reflection gets to play their dream show. You guys get to pick the two bands that you play with, and this is past or present, dead or alive. You get to pick these bands, and you get to pick the venue that this is happening in. Now, Dave, you look a little confident. So, what would the two? What two bands would you play with? They can be different bands,
Okay.
whoever you want. You're all going to answer something different.
Primus and Tool.
Okay. And where would this show happen?
Pine Knob, not DTE. Pine Knob.
I like that answer. All right, Kenny, what about you?
Iron Maiden and Metallica, probably.
Okay.
I'd say probably Pine Knob as well.
All right, Ella?
I'd probably say A Day to Remember and Paramore. And I'd probably say Pine Knob too. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. And then Joe.
Easily. Diary of a Madman tour with Randy Rhoads, so Ozzy, and Metallica. I wouldn't even make it to the stage. I'd fall over. I would die.
All right, and
It'd
this
be
would
unbelievable.
So anywhere at your graveyard was where this.
Yep,
would take.
that's exactly. So
easy to bury you.
because they did do the Diary of a Madman tour at Pine Knob, probably there.
Nice.
That would be.
All right, they're making a
movie
about about maple syrup. Now this is for Alan Dawn. Who's playing,
shit.
Who's playing Mabel?
Wait, this might help.
Oh no.
Hold on. Who's funny to me?
This
Who's
is a tough one,
syrup
actually.
funny?
This is a tough one.
I'd say Heather Graham.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
That is a good answer.
I like that answer.
As long as I get the royalties.
Yeah.
You do. You got them all. I will make sure of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stew on this one.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else want to take a stab? Who's playing Heather? Or who's playing Mabel?
I think that Heather Graham was a good idea, though. That was a good answer.
I'm pretty smart when it comes to stuff like that.
Obviously.
Really horrible at it.
I see. The problem I'm having right now is I'm not in the realm that I should be, and I'm thinking of people from a different realm that doesn't work well with this question. So,
I hear you.
yeah.
You never specified what kind of movie.
Oh, it doesn't.
It's your movie.
Regular movie. It's a regular movie.
It's a regular movie. All right. Same question to Shadow's Reflection. They're making a movie about Shadow's Reflection. We want you guys to choose who's playing who. So, Joe, who's playing Dave?
He always talks about the bassist from Primus.
Yeah.
Can't think of
Les
his name.
Claypool.
Les Claypool, of course. So probably Les Claypool.
Okay. All right, Dave, who's playing Kenny?
Oh, man. Brad Pitt, all the way.
I can live with that.
Okay. Kenny, who's playing Ella?
Oh, man.
No one.
I don't know, man. I'm drawing a blank right now.
What do you think?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
She's a one of a kind.
I am.
I'm not seeing him today. Usually I'm like right on top. And
Anybody else wanna? What about the boyfriend?
Oh, Dylan. You got it.
Yeah, that's the best part.
watch what you say on this one, brother.
Right. He'll be the former boyfriend.
How about Maggie Gyllenhaal? That's what I thought.
You think?
Oh.
Yeah?
That's better. I like that
Okay.
one better. That's a great answer for you.
Good job,
Great
Dylan.
answer for you.
Alan, who's
Good
playing?
job, buddy.
Who's playing Joe?
James Hatfield.
Okay.
Lars Ulrich.
Lars.
She's got the right idea.
Right?
Yeah, she.
I don't
Why?
know.
Because he's shorter.
He's shorter and
No, they definitely.
like James Hetfield. He's a big.
I mean, if we were playing that game, Jason Newsted is sitting right here too. So
yeah,
I mean,
that's a good
you know,
call. Yeah.
You can have anybody tell your life story, except Morgan Freeman. Who's going to tell your life story, Mabel?
My life The son of Morgan. Who would tell my life story? That's a good question. Oh man, that's actually really hard. Can I stick with Bugs Bunny again?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a little upset.
Ella, what about you?
I want the British guy from the cooking show, the one that's always upset.
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, him.
Oh,
I want
that's
him.
great.
Okay, that's sweet. Kenny?
This food's so greasy, John Travolta wants to star in it.
It's raw! Kenny, what about you?
I'm gonna say Lemmy from Motorhead, just because he had the
Nice.
most awesome voice.
Okay.
Oh, I
Be a
changed
good
my mind.
narration.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Jackson.
That makes more sense.
These motherfucking clowns.
Exactly. I was like, I'm like, who would act? Oh, yeah.
All right, Dave, what about you?
Isabella Rossellini, I think her name is.
Okay.
Yeah. She's got a killer voice.
She does.
That bedroom voice.
Ross could have banged her too, but he took her off the list.
What a dick.
Just the other day. Joe.
Lars Ulrich. I love that.
His
dude.
answer for every.
I love that dude. Yeah, he's awesome.
I don't know. Some people say he was the problem in Metallica.
He's the brains, the mind. He's the genius in that band.
Okay.
Jamie, what about you?
For sure.
Anthony Bourdain.
Okay. Okay. I can dig that. How much time we got left here? 11. All right. Last question. You guys stew on this for a minute. I've asked this to every guest that's ever been on any of my shows here, and it's kind of cool. And the answers have ranged. It's just ridiculous, the range of answers. So, name 3 people, dead or alive, that you'd want to have drinks with. You don't have to answer it right now, because I'm going to pay some bills and tell you all about some stuff that we got coming up. Like I told you, next week we're off, so don't bother listening.
Oh, we can put replays
Yeah,
up.
just don't do it.
You know what? Maybe we'll put our
We'll
put our 2. What'd you say?
This is Cruising the Bar will still be on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe we'll put our 200th episode.
So listen to our replay and then stay tuned in for Cruising the Bar.
September 8th, we got Levi Bootcut promoting LO Palooza. The 15th, we got Crimson Night Orchestra. The 22nd, Standing Sun, which is Wilder.
Oh, really?
I sent them a message, and he was like, "Oh, we're not Wilder anymore, but we got this other band, Standing Sun."
I'm gonna
Same
wear
dudes, same 2 dudes.
It's them 2. And
I'm gonna wear my shirt.
Nice.
I'm gonna wear my shirt.
Yeah.
Remind me. Make sure I do.
Okay. And then Age of Hysteria, which was the band that those dudes came in to promote Couch Fest.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So that should be fun.
Yep. That's a solid band, too.
Yep. And then, like I said, Casting Shadows, Chrissy Morgan, No Sin in Eden, Secondhand Mojo, Creature of One, Space Skull, and Edison Hollow to close out everything. And then one last show.
I'm excited for the last one.
Yeah, especially if it's the one band I'm thinking
Is it either of the 2 we talked about? So either way, it's going to be an awesome show.
Yep. So, again, I want to thank Shannon Shones for coming in to promote LO Palooza, the 6th annual. September 14th, $15 in advance, $20 at the door. All proceeds go to help the Daisy Project, which is an amazing charity. The Gasoline Gypsies, 2XL, Escaping Pavement, Trippin' Dixie, Levi Bootcut, The Native Howl, and Sawyer Fredericks were all going to be playing there. It's going to be a great, great show. Maple Syrup, who's your 3 people that are alive you'd want to have drinks
Lucille Ball,
with?
David Bowie, and Robin Williams.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lucille
And
Ball is an
Lights.
excellent pick to portray you in a movie as well.
Right? Too bad, just like,
We don't give barriers of
they can
death.
be-
And,
I think I'd
you know.
play her better than she'd play me. Maybe.
Yeah, you could do that.
All right, Ella, what about you? 3 people that are alive you'd want to have drinks with.
Amy Lee from Evanescence, Ella Fitzgerald, and Simon Cowell.
Simon Cowell.
Wow.
That's kind of a good one.
Okay, Kenny.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Why are we having drinks?
I don't know.
Former President Obama.
Thanks, Obama.
Don't be so nervous, man. There's no right or wrong.
Yeah,
answer.
yeah. Dave Mustaine.
Oh, cool.
All right, let's go with Dave.
Probably Les Claypool, Steve Jobs, and Nikola Tesla.
I'm not even going to ask Joe because I know it's going to be Metallica.
Lars Ulrich.
Lars Ulrich is
Randy
one.
Rhoads.
Randy Rhoads.
Yeah.
And Sully Erna, singer of Godsmack.
Okay.
For sure.
All right, Jamie, what about you? I'm sure you've answered this before, but
I have, and I've changed it.
Okay.
But I'm going to steal one of yours. Robin Williams, one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah.
Anthony Bourdain and Ashley Peacock.
Oh, good one.
right in the feels. Very nice. All right, promotion. Maple syrup. What do you got coming up?
The 7th Annual Michigan Burlesque Festival featuring over 40 performers from all over, and they do burlesque and circus and acrobatics and aerial and fire and all sorts of things. We also have some
Aerial.
Not areola, but aerial.
There's aerial that might pop out, but
hopefully not.
Then there's trouble.
We also have a band from New Orleans coming up called the Round Pegs. They're like a folk pop duo, and we have a puppet show, the Geppetto Files. Coming up. Do you know them, or are you just laughing?
It's
just
a great name.
Yeah.
I was like, well, they're a little crude, but I don't think they're that fun. No, so it's going to be a good time. Tickets are on sale, MichiganBurlesqueFestival.com. They're $25 now. They'll be $35 at the door.
And I have, was this 2 free passes? Two
Yeah.
free tickets right here in front of me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw up a little contest on the Facebook Big and Bigger page, and we'll give this out.
Yeah, you
there.
can get a chance to win 2 free tickets to either night of the festival. And, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. 18 up only, obviously. But it should be fun. We also have workshops on that Saturday if you wanted to learn some of the art of burlesque.
I will say, since first meeting you, I now have several Facebook friends that are burlesque dancers, and I thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
Shadows Reflection. Time to promo. What do you guys got coming up?
Yeah, so obviously September 2nd, Arts Beats and Eats, 5 p.m., alternative stage. We're really, really excited, and thank you to Jamie Wilkins here for hooking us up.
And the music community.
And the music community. So that's going to be a big one. And then Ella was talking about earlier, October 19th at the Diesel. We're doing a big headlining Halloween show, which is going to be incredible. So
Bring your costumes. It's going to be fun.
Yep.
I'm going to come as a fat guy.
Yep. All ages. So, if you have some teenagers or whatever that want to go to a Halloween party with their parents, bring them out.
I don't know any of them.
I have 2-year-olds.
I guess they can come. I mean, I don't know.
I'll dress them like the Shining Twins.
Oh, I love
Oh,
that.
that's great.
Please.
They're boys.
Come play with us.
Yeah.
They're young enough.
All right,
really,
and then Jimmy Wilkins. I know we got Arts Beach Needs coming up, and then you got a whole slew of stuff. Why don't you just throw a couple of them out there?
Okay, so September 27th and 28th, the Pontiac Music Festival at the Strand Theater in Pontiac. September 28th is Smoke on the River, downtown Detroit at the West Riverfront. And September 28th, also the Mid-Michigan Food Truck Invitational up at Soaring Eagle. And then September 21st, we have Blue Oyster Cult and Survivor at the Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort as well.
Sweet.
I still see people getting in fights with Survivor.
I know, Survivor.
It's
Now,
like, do you not listen to that song, get pumped up? Like you want to either go eat a big meal or fight somebody? I could knock this whole plate of nachos out right now because of this song, or I could kick your ass. Like
That's the song I make love to.
rising up, harder.
This is why I'm pregnant again.
So,
Goddamn Survivor.
How do bands get a hold of you for Winter Blast, all that stuff? How do we get? How does that process work?
Okay, so September 12th, our music submission links open for all of the JWA events, which is Arts Beats and Eats, River Days, and Winter Blast. And you can reach out to me at JamieW, JAIMEW, at artsbeatseats.com. You can hit me up on Facebook. It's facebook.com/adverse, ADDVERSE. We'll do social media posts. We'll also have flyers at Arts Beats and Eats for our submission links, so you can ask any of the stage managers for a flyer, and they'll give you a flyer.
What was it you were talking about earlier about the single submission for like a small fee, and then it puts you in?
Okay, so I'm also the production manager for Fun Fest events, and they do Uncle Sam Jam, St. Clair River Fest, and the Rockin' on the River series down at GM at the Renaissance Center. So for the Fun Fest events proper, you pay, I think it's $25 or $35, and you go just search funfest.com or funfestevents.com, I think, and you submit through there. You pay $35, I believe, and then it's one submission, and you submit to all of their events. But then the Rockin' on the Riverfront is done through WCSX, and it's a battle of the bands, how they choose their opening acts for the Rockin' on the Riverfront series. So.
Okay. All right, you guys ready to hear Shadow's Reflection again?
Sure.
You guys ready to play?
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, Shadow's Reflection. We'll be playing again here on Big and Bigger Cave Radio episode number 214. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Got so many people all running out of money. The sky is gray in Detroit. We don't get too much sunlight. So many losing their homes. More homeless every day. People are getting so desperate. I can't believe it's this way. Don't be afraid of Detroit. All those rumors ain't true. Don't be afraid of Detroit. Don't be afraid of Detroit. They say don't come here alone. Don't be afraid of Detroit. This is what we call home. What we call home. What we call home. Home. What we call home. What we call home. What we call home. Home. Detroit, where the assembly lines run. Born and raised, I'm a Detroit son. We're hard working, blue collar. If you love the city, man, stand up and holler. All the media does is spread fear. But being here in Nazareth, we got unity here. We're rebuilding from the inside out. We offer hope, man, they offer doubt. See, things look bad now, we can't deny. But there's way more going on here, see than meets the eye. So many people proud to be in the D. So if you're one of us, stand up and sing with me. Don't be afraid of Detroit. They say we're destined to fail. Don't be afraid of Detroit. We put the mayor in jail. Don't be afraid of Detroit. They say don't come here alone. Don't be afraid of Detroit. This is what we call home. What we call. What we call. What we call. Home. What we call home. What we call. What we call. We call home. Don't be afraid of Detroit. 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 What we call home. What we call home. Home. What we call home. Home.
Welcome back, everybody, to Big and Bigger here on Cave Radio Broadcasting, www.crbradio.com. This is Big and Bigger, episode number 214. right here on Cave Radio Broadcasting. I want to thank Shannon Jones for hanging out. I want to thank Mabel Syrup for hanging out. I want to thank Jamie Wilkins for hanging out. It's been a great show. Sitting with us now at the table, right before Shadows Refraction plays, is Rudy and Carlito.
Yeah. Yo.
You can hear Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 10 to whenever the fuck they get off the air.
That's basically
Did
how it
you
is.
just say that aloud?
Whatever.
Cruising the
It
barrio
works.
here
Yes,
on
sir.
Cave Radio Broadcasting. So you guys,
Rudy, for the record, Rudy's always like, "Hey, Al, brother, can you play last Friday's episode?" I'm like,
it's 4.5
It's
hours
6 hours long. It won't fit on the replay. Oh man.
Let me say this right now, real quickly, if I may. Being a part of Big and Bigger means so much to us tonight. We're so thankful to be here. We really are, straight up. And, you know, we've been blessed that we're going to be playing the Hamtramck, the 40th annual Hamtramck Labor Day Festival.
Which was our whole promotion last week.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And DJ Carlito decided not to come.
Yeah, but hey, I know that was the whole promotion last week, but hey, we have been nonstop promoting it the whole time.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'll tell you
That's
what,
right.
hey, come Hamtramck Festival, I'm gonna be drinking beer, eating Polish food, and jamming, cruising the barrio. And we got the dopest, and I mean the dopest Prince tribute that you're gonna see.
It's true. And, you know, DJ Carlito just rocked 10,000, no exaggeration, 10,000 juggalos for Insane Clown Posse.
Yes, sir.
And we are going to bring that party right to Joseph Campo. Hey, I love Arts, Beats, and Eats, but damn it, you need to be on Joseph Campo on August the 31st at 5 p.m. on the main stage, because DJ Carlito, Rude Boy, the only father and son team that y'all know in the world, are going to be rocking all day long Hamtramck Music Fest. And look, let me also say this before we go any further. I would love to fuck Jessica Rabbit.
I was like, why is he looking at me like that?
I would love to fuck Jessica Rabbit, and I would love to open for the greatest of all time ever, the Mighty Mighty Prince.
Oh yeah,
that's all I got to say,
hey,
man.
Hey, and I know you touched on Cruising the Barrio, Prince tribute Saturday. Hey, but don't forget about Sunday. You know we got international big time wrestling.
That's right. Oh, Big E
five
knows.
big matches
for free.
For free, you got the main event. The international superstar, TNA superstar himself, Congo Kong, taking on the international big-time wrestling champion, just returning from his trip from Mexico,
Yes.
the one and only Mysterious Movado. It's going down. 5 big matches for free. Hamtramck, Michigan. Oh, man,
it's
you are
going
not
down.
going to want to miss this.
I taught this guy pretty good, huh, Al?
He does a great job. He does a great job.
Let me say this, though. I mean this. Big and Bigger, everybody right here on Cave Radio. When we go to do the Hamtramck Festival, Labor Day Fest, we've invited all of our brothers and sisters of Cave Radio to be with us. However, it's been a little light on those who've taken up on that offer. But we are there to represent you. We're there to represent Cave Radio. We love Cave Radio. Wherever we go, damn it, we represent Cave Radio.
Nobody, honestly,
Agree.
nobody represents the station like you guys.
Let me just say this, and
Full
look, we're still paying full price. It's all good though. It's all good though.
What it is.
We're thankful. Seriously, Don, we're thankful to be paying full price. But let me also say this, that there has been a couple of bookings that we've taken, and they were like, you can't put that banner up there. And we were like, well, then we're not going to do it.
Right.
And we've walked away from money. Why? Because we believe in this station. We believe in everything that's going on in this building. And damn it, we believe in Cave Radio Broadcasting. That's all I got to say. Wow.
I can tell you.
I said it.
I can tell you, as the general manager,
and you are,
we appreciate you guys so much, and that's why when you get a hold of me and say, "Hey, how do we get involved in this thing?" I go, "Let me get you the guy's name." You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Every time you guys do something and even when you don't have the cave, if you don't have the cave banner up there,
It's true.
We're still proud to say that's our boys right there.
Right.
You know
right,
what I mean?
Right. No, but seriously though, Al, seriously. Gathering of the Juggalos, 17,000 people bought a ticket.
Who won the match, by the way? Because I saw the pictures.
Oh, you know I kicked ass.
Did you
I
win
know
the
that
match?
boy kicked
I
ass.
saw Violent J laying on the
All
mat,
bloody.
and I saw you all bloody
Hey,
too.
that was going down without a doubt. You know
That
what I'm
was
saying?
going down without a doubt. But I'm the real. Even with the clowns, and I love Insane Clown Posse. I love them so much. But I said, damn it, you want to bring Cruising the Barrio to the 20th annual Gathering of the Juggalos, 20 years?
Right.
Okay, we're going to bring it, but here's the deal. As long as we can display our CRB radio banner in front of those 17,000 Juggalos.
Yes, sir.
They said, you know what, Rudy, do what you got to do. And that is not only for Cruising the Barrio, Big and Bigger, the Irish Show,
Right.
but the Nerds, all of them.
Yep.
Even though nobody hit us up and when we said, look, we're playing the Hamtramck Festival, come hang out with us. They were like, well, we're kind of busy. Okay, hey, here's the bottom line.
Hey,
Our
we're
people
throwing
right
down
here,
either way.
our family, exactly. Our
Let's do it.
family right here at CRB, you know we're down. We love you. We
Salute.
love you, Dan.
Ladies
we
and
love you,
gentlemen,
Dan.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We love you, Rudy.
Shadows Reflection.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, guys, we have one more song. We Are Shadows Reflection. This is actually a cover of another one of my favorite bands, Avenged Sevenfold. This is called Shepherd of Fire.
Very sweet.
shit.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's
thank you again
badass.
for tuning in to Big and Bigger episode number 214 tonight. Thank you to Shadows Reflection. You guys fucking rock. Can't wait to see you guys Monday, 5 p.m. Arts, Beats, and Eats at the Alternative Stage. So much going on this week. Arts, Beats, and Eats, Hamtramck Labor Day Festival. And then coming up after that, we got LO Palooza. We got the Michigan Burlesque Festival and 1,000 other events. Support local. That's what we do. Check you guys later. We'll be off for 1 week. And then we're back with LO Palooza and Levi Bootcut. Be back in 2 weeks. See you later.
Last call, folks. Can I get you guys anything else?
Man, I don't know. What do you think?
I think that I think